of thought.
Get ready. Peace, folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why you are here. And tonight is a DXL night on the old TPOT YouTube page. You already know what it is. And as you can see from the title, tonight we will be talking about when a black man is fed up. All right. We're going to have an all-star panel tonight. The brothers have already started filing in. Brother B.M.T. already here. Brother L.A.R. is already here. We also going to have the info man, of course. We also going to have Obsidian. O'Shea Duke Jackson will be in the house. Jay Shine. I mean, a whole host of folks. And we also got a special female panelist tonight. Y'all know that's odd on the DXL nights, right? But tonight, we had a surprise female guest also. So it's going to be a good night tonight, y'all. A few elbows probably get thrown tonight, but that's okay. That's how it gets down on DXL. Because, you know, DXL is not for the weak of heart. And let me give my disclaimer, because I know y'all watch TPOT on Wednesdays, and TPOT on Wednesdays is G-rated. You know, you can sit down, watch it with the family. DXL is not like that. So let me give you my disclaimer right now. The following stream is not suitable for young viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Put the babies to bed. Fair warning. But anyway, what's good, brother L.A.R., brother B.M.T.? What's up, brothers?
You muted, Josiah. Unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually learning to mute myself from that one. It's good to be here, guys. It's good to be here. I'm going 4 shows strong back to back. As long as I got this doggone Seagram gin in this water, I can make it. I'm gonna make it. Especially being on your
I'll be watching your stuff. I know you be putting in work. I know you be putting in work down
this
there.
segment right here. I said, X, I gotta be here for my brother X. So this is going when
you my people, man. You know you're my people, right? You do know you're my people.
Fed up. So I said, oh man, I see everybody done brought on the game. I see X had on the glasses. So I know he about to do some preaching. And I see L.A.R. got on the fitter cap. I got to stop drinking for a while and put on the water bottle. Like, this is going to be one of those shows right here, man. But yes, Black men are definitely shit. I was like, yo, We definitely need this one. I think even Kanye got fed up. So
yeah, we need it. We need it. We need it. And our surprise mystery female guest has arrived. What's good, Lady Ruby? I see you down there.
Good evening, Brother X. Good to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm
Oh,
excited.
absolutely. Now, here on the old DXLs, a lot of elbows get thrown, but I know you can take it, Lady Ruby. So, welcome aboard the DXL ship.
I ain't never scared. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Oh, and also, if you're looking over here, I have enabled super chat. Something I don't do often, but it's something I've been doing. So if you want to ask a question, it will cost you money. Yeah, it's gonna cost you money. So you want to ask a question, you can throw a super chat in there, and I will read it out loud. Now, if you're just talking some old bullshit, you can go ahead and just write that regularly. But if you want to ask an important, deep question, it's going to cost you money. So if you're feeling generous, go ahead and hit that super chat button. And also, if you're feeling generous, hit this here link. That's if you're feeling generous. Okay. Hit that there link right there. If you're feeling generous. Brother Jay Shine just came to the room. What's good, Brother Jay Shine?
Greetings, family. What's going on?
What's going on? We got Brother L.A.R. up here, Brother B.M.T, of course. And
what's up, brother?
Long and of course, Lady Ruby. Lady Ruby's in the house as well.
That's my sister. B.M.T.
Yeah, I told her, I told her get rough on these DXLs now. So,
Ruby's Teflon. She good.
Yeah, man.
Right. See, he knows.
Good, man. But well, while we waiting for the other brothers to come in, because there's a few more brothers coming in. We got Info Man, we got Obsidian, we got Nagone, and I think O'Shea gonna come through too. If he ain't on a flight or something like that, because I know he's doing some traveling today. So I don't know if he's gonna come or not. But I sent Black Ram might be coming through too, but he wasn't for sure. So it's gonna be a full deck tonight. So we might as well go ahead and get right on into it. Black men are fed up. Me being a black man, I'm somewhat fed up my damn self. So here on media, we often talk about brothers being fed up, and we talk about it a lot. And the question is, what do brothers do when they get fed up? Now, we know some brothers, that's why they're on media and on YouTube, because they're fed up. We know that some brothers, they get fed up and they try to change what they see in black society, whether it be in real life or teaching and talking about it here on media. Then there's brothers who get fed up and just leave the building, just leave it all behind and forget about all of it. So I'll ask all of you, what does a black man do when he's fed up? Well, this is a two-pronged question. What does a black man do when he's fed up? And are you brothers fed up?
Are you acting who anybody can ask it or answer it or just
yeah. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so I'm gonna start for me. I think I'm one of the youngest brothers, and I think the reason why I definitely came on, I wouldn't have came on here if I didn't have experience. I got tired of failure. I think I talked to y'all about that on the last XoDus show. When you start getting tired of taking L's and losing, there's two types of black men nowadays. There's the sayers and there's the actual doers. You'll have the sayers who will keep on saying that we need a change and that they're waiting for their black messiah in the sky to come and deliver them and get their women right and all that good shit. But then you'll actually have the actual doers. They won't say anything anymore. They're just tired because talking don't do and get shit done. Then it comes to the implication of actually doing it. So then as you start to see them actually do it, and actually start to make maneuvers and moves and stuff, they go into a fasting state of mind where they actually start to push themselves and do the abnormal for what it is as a black man. And when you start to step out of that abnormality, what they view you as a black man, then your thought process on the world and how you view yourself begin to change. That's when your fed up gauge starts to build, because after a while, you're saying, well, I got fed up with this bullshit. I got fed up with this woman. I got fed up with this community. So shit, I can't change them, but I'm going to change how I do things for me. So that's how I'm going to just start kicking it off. Y'all can kick the ball any way y'all want to kick it. Shit, I'm drinking tonight.
Jay Sean, brother L.A.R.
Well, the way I put it is when you lay down the options, I think it's all of the above. I think guys get fed up in all of those ways, and depending on the circumstances, they do all of those different things. They'll either be the change, they'll either talk about it, they might walk away from it, they might even burn it all down. You know, but it just depends on the particular situation, because ultimately, I think our society and this country is pretty much about to have a hard time dealing with us, because we're not about to play ball like we used to. And it's kind of funny because nobody was playing fair with us in the first place. So now we know everybody was cheating. So there is no trust, there is no camaraderie, there is no love, and to some degree, that's within and out of the race. So I think we as fed up men, we just handle things very much so differently depending on the circumstances.
Jay Sean.
I'm sorry, I'm over here lotioning. I can't be ashy on the mic, but yeah, I appreciate what L.A.R. just said, man. But you know, I'm just tired of the shit I'm seeing on YouTube. You know, and what I see happening with black men time and time again. And what I'm realizing is that misandry has done a number on black men. You know, we got a couple of platforms out there where men are just piling up, getting a seat, you know, to listen to mama. There's some deep mama issues going on with black men, and it's adding to our frustrations, adding to our unhappiness. You know, I mean, as a man, you should want to do what you want to do in life, and any good woman that's rocking with you should be supporting your dreams, or at least doing something that's in line with what you're trying to do. But if your life has been spent trying to make some chick happy, even a chick you don't even know, and you're always looking for a woman's approval, then something in you is broken. You understand? So I think a lot of what men are doing is adding to their frustration, adding to their demise, and leading to them to being fed up. Now, am I going to, you know, dismiss what's going on with the sisters now? But I just want to address men, first of all, to look at themselves for a minute. Because when I'm seeing out here on YouTube, this YouTube street, I scan shit, you know, throughout the day. I'm busy. And I'm just looking at how our platforms are just blowing up and they're female led. And the men are just sitting up under these females. And I'm telling you right now, I mean, no disrespecting the women on here. There's a sister on this panel that I respect, and she knows it. And you know what I mean? But as far as dealing with the aspect of black men, that's not the place for that. Black men should be dealing with black men on their platforms and talking about themselves and coming to grips with what they got going on and trying to get code together with themselves. I don't know why motherfuckers is over there. You know what I mean? Day in, day out. But you know what it is? There's a problem with us. We're looking for approval from mama. And I think that's adding to our frustration. And now you got a lot of brothers out here talking about they fed up. Now, there are a lot of things that women are doing and a lot of things the system is doing to black men, you know, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? But I think given that that's our reality, we're adding to it. All right. And I was going to have a different take on this whole thing when you sent me the message earlier this week, X. But then after what I've seen this week, I'm seeing something happen. you know, in real time. And I'm like, why is everybody piling up on the females? And you know what I'm saying? And trying to argue and debate in front of them and get their I mean, this shit is like high school. We got two motherfuckers fighting in the street and while the pretty girls watch. You understand? And I think we're adding to our own frustration. And the shit needs to stop.
I agree. Well, Lady Ruby, being that you're the only female up here on this here stream, have you witnessed, in your womanly opinion, have you witnessed black men being fed up?
Sorry, I was boring a little bit. Have I witnessed what?
Have you witnessed black men being fed up?
You know what? I have. But with that being said, I kind of feel like on some levels, I'm witnessing black men, a lot of black men getting fed up at the wrong things, or using that fed upness, to drive them, not in the way that the correct answer, what the answer should be. When you're fed up of something, it's supposed to drive you to, want to get better and to seek better and to do better. And they're getting fed up and they're complaining. You know what I mean? They're stuck there in that anger. They're stuck there in the frustration. So, I'm seeing a lot more of that. I'm seeing a lot more of black men getting to the place where they're fed up of things. But it's almost like, there's a lot of black men who are fed up of black women. And, the abortion rates and the single mama rates and, whatever black women are doing. But they're not fed up, of the larger system that's playing a role here. We're not fed up at the fact that for example, being a single mother is being incentivized. We're not fed up at that. We're fed up at the single mothers who are taking advantage of that. You know what I mean? And overall, what does that have to do with you? You know what I mean? Those women are doing that, but are you fed up with what it's doing to your life? You know what I mean? And then what are you doing about it in your life for you to get better? And so it's like, I'm not seeing enough of our men get fed up and then using that to drive them to get better and to be better.
Yeah, well, I can speak for me. Okay, I can't speak for other brothers. I can speak for myself. I'm fed up with a lot of shit. And, I've had to re-examine my life and re-examine the shit I do, who I do shit for, how I do it. I've re-examined a lot of shit in my life over the past, few months. And the one of the biggest things I'm fed up with is black people's sense of entitlement. And oftentimes with that entitlement, people feel like they're entitled to you. They're entitled to what you know, what you can do, what you're capable of. People feel like they are entitled to certain things just because of who they are. Now, I know that many black men, on this media sphere here on YouTube and everywhere else, I know a lot of them are fed up with black women. Me, I'm fed up with them too, to a degree. I'm definitely fed up with the ones that's in my circle of influence. Okay, I don't know about the others, but the ones in my circle of influence, I'm definitely fed up with them and their BS. But a lot of black men are fed up with black society on a whole, not just black women, because black women aren't the totality of black society. They're a big part of it, but they're not the totality of black society. And I think a lot of black men are fed up with what they see, what they hear, what they experience. And there was a time when I was like, why brothers want to get up and leave and get away, from the hood and the neighborhoods and all that shit. But, on further review over the last few months, I'm not even mad at these brothers who want to get up and get away from this shit. I'm not, because the only thing that keeps me from getting up and getting away from black folks altogether is that the black people that are in my life, aren't, they're not overstressing me. They're not making me feel marginalized or ostracized or no shit like that. I don't experience that. Do I experience people trying to take advantage of me? Fucking A. But I don't experience, what other brothers experience when they feel like they need to just get up and just bounce totally away from black people altogether. I'm not there. But I know a lot of brothers are. Now, would I do that per se, just try to totally get away from black folks? No, I wouldn't do it. But I understand. I do understand now why brothers are doing it. Yeah, I understand you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not. I understand it. I get it. So let me ask the brothers this. Do you brothers feel like, and I'll touch on something that Lady Ruby just said. Do you brothers feel like, brothers, we've heard enough brothers say they fed up, all right, for whatever reason. Do you brothers feel like, there's a lot of us fed up, but we're not doing shit about it? We're just talking about it right here on freaking YouTube.
No, but I get it. Because what people are really seeing is brothers on YouTube are talking about it. But brothers in real life who are fed up and talking about it, there's this crossroads that most brothers are taking where, though I'm fed up, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do because I'm going to do for me. So the community and the society and the women are not going to see anything, because for most of the brothers that are fed up, the community, the society, and the women haven't had the black man's best interest at heart to begin with. So they're not going to show you exactly what they're doing to get betterment, get peace, or get progress in life, because there's no trust there. So on the surface, it does look like a lot of guys like, I'm just fed up and I'm just talking, I'm just complaining. Underneath that is like, I'm not going to tell you that I'm making moves. For what? So you could come either drag along, get your coattails, or try to sabotage them? Not going to happen. And that's why I said earlier, people are going to get accustomed to brothers playing ball in a completely different way. Like, I don't think our community understands that the black men that are fed up, there is no trust. Like, it's basically at the point of the dysfunctional people in our community we don't trust them just as much as we don't trust white supremacy.
Preach.
So you're not gonna know nothing. So that's just my thoughts on
it. Brother B.M.T.
I ain't gonna lie, my heart is beating like 1,000 beats per minute, and the reason why is because what L.A.R. was saying was so true. In this game for success, especially for black men, I remember there was a woman on a hangout one time said, "Why don't I see black men doing anything? Why don't I see this?" In the game now, well, it's not even a fucking game anymore. It's survival. And in survival, you don't know who's for you or against you. You see, the black man has been burned so many times by his own people, by society, by the government, by different groups and affiliations. He's like, who do I really trust? I mean, we had a talk one time about we were going to put money together. You remember that, X? How we going to put money together?
I remember.
How quickly did that dissolve? And we just, and it flamed that we all just started going at each other's neck. So what that just showed us is like, if I see a brother doing support, I can't be openly supportive of him. I'll slide him some money. I'll slide him a like. I'll see you subscribe. I will listen to his talking point and I'll see if I can put it into action. But I can't openly support him like I want to. Because we understand that when you start getting too big, different elements might start coming out of the way and do what? Tear you down. So what you have to start learning how to do is you got to start learning the game like how the white man played it when he wanted to come up in the world. You got to learn how to do backdoor deals. You got to learn how to find which woman is for you and against you and say, listen, I can't get you. If you want to get off the plantation, you got to be quiet and you got to work with me. If not, I got to leave your black ass. And see, that's how it is for black men. I'm not trying to save every motherfucker anymore. No, I'm done with that shit. I'm trying to get what's mine and for me and mine. Now, I ain't say I'm not going to lie. I have my days where I just said, fuck the black community. Niggas don't want shit. But then again, at the end of the day, I always have to look in the mirror. I say, I am still the black community at the end of the day. And when I leave out, they will still see me as a part of the black community. So you're at a crossroad where you got to say, listen, I got to find out how can I maneuver and be successful and who is for me. So in that same mindset, like how the woman was saying, like we're being, our anger can't really be focused and direct. Because black men, we don't have that power and that strength to be loud anymore. We don't. Some of y'all niggas don't want to hear that, but we don't. Because anytime a black man gets loud and he starts voicing his opinion, he's seen as crazy, angry, some type of butt hurt or some kind of who hurt you type of symptoms. He can't just be like, listen, these are the problems. This is what's going on. Oh my God, it's a black riot. No, it's black men who are actually speaking out and voicing their complaint. So what you got to do, you got to learn how to maneuver in the system to get what you need till you get to that talking point where you can actually come out openly and say, listen, this is what I'm doing. And then if you get too fucking high, they're going to find some way to get you. Why do you think you don't see Denzel Washington saying much shit about politics or anything? Why do you think certain black men who are still successful and not done anything crazy, you don't see them voicing their complaint? But once they make an example of one or two of y'all say, whoa, oh shit, they fucked them up. They'll do the same thing to me. So black men got to be really careful on how they focus their anger on how they get angry inside. They got to have that Hulk rage, but it got to be a concentrated Hulk rage.
I agree. And I'm up to that, man. There are a lot of arguments and debates we got to stop having. I'll give you an example. I called two brothers. I was listening to a stream or a sister named Nala Speaks. She had a stream the other day. I was on my way to work, so I was listening to the playback, and I was listening to this dude named Shannon debate with Cerulean. And I agree with Cerulean on I disagree with him on that 2/3 policy shit, by the way. I think it's way worse than that. I think he's wrong. It ain't 2/3, way more than 2/3. But anyway. But that debate he was having with the brother, to me, there was two questions that need to be asked. And it's really simple. When they got into the argument about the military, the brother Shannon was saying the military was whitewashed, there's no place for a brother, and yada, yada, yada. My question with that brother would have been, have you ever been in the military? His answer would have been no. End of the discussion. When Surian brought up the issue of military science and black men needed to learn military science, and then that brother said, fuck all that. We just need to be black, whatever. We don't need military science. I would ask that brother, do he know what military science is? And when he says no, discussion is over. I'm not arguing with a nigga who don't know nothing. I'm not arguing with a female who don't know nothing. We got men out here arguing over shit they should be arguing over. And no disrespect to neither one of those brothers, but I'm using an example because everybody saw it. We got to stop arguing with dumb shit. Fighting over dumb shit. If a motherfucker don't know what he's talking about, I ain't got nothing to say to him. Let the nigga be dumb by himself. Feel me? Out of here. And it's the same thing with the women. The women want to have streams. They want to have platforms. They can do their goddamn thing. They can talk about black men ain't shit. They can say what the fuck they want to say. I have no reason to go over there and try to compromise with that. For what? For what? When you talking about being fed up, I'm tired of all of the bullshit. I'm tired of black men. I'm tired of black female bullshit. I'm tired of all of that. Why are you going over there to compromise for what? You can't compromise with that. As soon as you open your mouth and try to debate at her level, you lost. It's a rap, a Rizzy. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have a position. And I'm going to say this one time. Black women, American DOS, descendants of slaves, have no fucking right judging black men. None. Zero. Zilch. They have no position as far as I'm concerned. None. So why would we go over there and debate them? You're going over to debate them, again, going back to what I said before about feeding into your own demise. Because you want to get attention. You want to get, I don't know what it is. I don't need attention or affirmation from no female. That's not how men should work. I need affirmation from X. I need affirmation from B.M.T. I need affirmation from L.A.R. Then comes women in my life that I know who know me. And then their opinion matters to me. But there's some girl I don't know and some woman that I know is not on my side, definitely not on my side, who's just in it to make some money. Fuck her all the way. You understand? And that's what's going on out here that I see happening on YouTube day in, day out. And I'm like, what the fuck is niggas doing? This is not manhood. I'm sorry. I don't care who it offends. I'm talking real right now. I want to see black men talking about black men and start coming together, get on code so we can start leading. The women will follow. In the discussion. Follow the bouncing ball. Stop fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? And then you won't get stressed out. You won't have to worry about arguing their bullshit because they have no argument. You got sisters out here talking about grown-ass men who are 60 years old remedial. This shit is disrespect. They don't have no respect. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about being fed up, this is the shit I'm fed up with. Yeah, we love black men. We want black men to be in charge. We want black men to rule. And you disrespect them. Right? The next thing out of your mouth is disrespecting the black man. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And you know it's bullshit, brothers. But some reason, you just want a pat on the head from mommy. Like some of you niggas want a pat on the head from white daddy. I'm done.
Well, I cannot disagree with you, Brother Jay Sean. I just cannot. I was looking for something to disagree with, but there's nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing, brother. What you're saying is very, very true. I mean, because, I watch, while I'm out working, I take a lunch break and shit, I watch some of these streams and shit. And, it's almost as if nowadays that brothers have started to not just include women. I don't have a problem with including women. That I don't have a problem with. But when you get to the point where you're trying to placate them, and I don't know, trying to placate to them and cater to them is a different story. And trying to convince them of the shit that we as men believe. It's probably never going to happen with most of these females. It's probably never going to happen. But I don't subscribe to that. Me, I probably wouldn't go on a female's platform, a female-led platform where they talking that, black men ain't shit and all that. I probably wouldn't fuck around over there. Over there I wouldn't fuck around because if you get on one of those platforms where their whole mantra is, black men ain't doing nothing, black men don't have no power, black men don't do this, the whole litany of bullshit. Because I'm the very antithesis of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have my own fucking business. I have my own fucking house. My woman drive a nice motherfucking car. We live all right. We do good. All right. So a motherfucker telling me how black men ain't doing shit, they telling a fucking lie when they talk about X, because I'm doing a lot and I'm self-made. Okay. I built my shit from the ground up. No bank loan, none of that shit. You understand? So they over there popping that black men ain't shit nonsense. I can't even get with that shit. But
you know what, X? I'm gonna say this right now. When I see people out there who routinely do that shit, they are no different to me than Stormfront, 4chan, where they constantly calling us nigga, nigga, nigga. You understand? That's how I look at it. You have shown me time and time again that you're viscerally against me. And here's the thing: why would I go over there? Why should any brother go over there to try to fucking compromise or debate with or talk with a mixed up individual when we got to get ourselves together, brothers? Mm-hmm. We got so many goddamn, running thoughts and ideologies amongst black men, and we got to get on some type of code with each other. And it's generational too. We got brothers out here like the BGS level. We got brothers like me who are Generation X. You got brothers behind us coming to millennials. You know what I mean? We got so many running different ideologies and perspectives. I don't have no time to argue no female or debate with no woman. Now I would go to a woman's platform if she invited me, just to talk to me. But as far as sitting up under her like she's like a cat, fuck out of here. Ain't gonna happen.
No, ain't doing that.
Let me tell y'all why. And I agree 120% with X. The reason why, and I'm not going to say no names, why you see a lot of these guys to do that shit, and I distance myself from them. I distance myself. The reason why you see them do that is because they will never be able to fully call out the fuckery. They're not tired of being the whipping boy. They're not tired of being the Sambo to sucking
Say that
off
again.
oppression.
Say that again.
They have no problem with that. They will attack you, a black man who's trying to get the fuck out and trying to get himself together. They will attack any type of woman who says, listen, I will follow a black man. They will attack any type of common sense of black men who are actually trying to do something. Say, well, all you men, all y'all do is bitch and complain and do all that other shit. Oh my God, I think I'm sounding like some of them. But then when you, after a while, y'all gotta understand, when you keep letting the devil sit at your fucking doorstep, after a while, the devil starts to know who's the weak one. He starts to know the Judases. You got to stop entertaining them. Stop calling them fucking queens. Stop giving them any type of voice. Stop fucking with them. This is why the white man takes us for jokes. This is why the Native American said, I don't understand. Y'all fuck with the oppressor. This is why the Arab said, I don't see you as men. Because you keep going back into fucking goddamn bullshit slavery of your own oppression. You're not getting tired. It's like Glory. When goddamn Denzel was getting whipped by the whip, he said, after a while, I just stopped feeling it. I mean, we got to call it like we see it. Black men nowadays, they don't feel no shame when the world is laughing at them anymore. This is why you see them dressing the way they do. This is why you see our men getting masculine. This is why you see the women getting all masculine and all acting like a men and shit. Nobody has shame anymore. Nobody has the fucking dignity. And for those of us who wake the fuck up, we get called out.
Can I say something real quick? I know being an L.A.R. and Ruby and saying that. I just want to say something because you know how I feel about this man. I'm about to say X. Donald Sterling is the goddamn prophet. That man is the next coming, my nigga. This is a white Jewish billionaire being recorded. No one knows. He doesn't know he's being recorded. And he's sitting here talking shit about rich black men. And what was the main reason why he was talking about them and disrespecting them? Because it came out of his mouth and it was the word of God. That motherfucker said, because black people don't care about black people. And the reason why that shit is important is because this is a billionaire looking at us. This is how the world looks at us. Men, I'm talking to black men. This is how you looked at. You're a fucking joke to them. And that's why you have no respect.
Yep. Well, let me and we got brother A&1 just jumped on as well. I'm gonna swing around to Lady Ruby, then I'm gonna go to L.A.R, then we're gonna get brother A&1 to jump in on this too. Lady Ruby. Now, I know you're all over these internet waves. You're familiar with a lot of us brothers. And I know you see a lot of the shit that we sitting here talking about right now. I know you see a lot of it. So when you hear the things that brothers like brother B.M.T are saying and brother Jay Sean, what do you get from it? What do you think as a woman? What do you think of it? Now I know you're probably not like most of the quote unquote black woman norm, if you will, but what do you get from it when you hear these type of things? What do you think?
Well, I mean, the frustration almost is palpable. And, I mean, a lot of things that have been said, I 100% agree with and have said myself. I was just on a panel the other day where I was speaking and I said, listen, if the men in our community develop a universal code, you don't have to agree on every damn thing, but just a universal code, and then adhere to it and start leading, the women will follow. And we had this very long argument about it where they were saying, no, well, our women are this, and look at how our women are that, and so on and so forth. Yes, because they're not being led. There is no universal code. So even when individual men want to stand up and they are leaders, and they want to stand up and they want to lead not just, their own individual family, but the community, there's no universal code. Other men aren't falling in line with that code. So it's not everywhere, it's not pervasive. So as a result, the women are seeing that. They still see it's all chaos and disorder, and you're not the only one telling them, listen, I know the way. I know I'm the one who's going to be able to lead you. And a lot of these women, just like the boys who are growing up without fathers, a lot of these women are growing up without fathers and other strong male leadership roles in their lives. So they don't know what a good, strong Black male leadership feels like. So you sound just as believable, just as credible to them as the guys down the street that led them into having 3 kids before they were 21. They don't know. So all they can do is look around and, they basically, it's whoever sells them the prettiest lie at this point. It's not even about the prettiest truth. It's about the prettiest lie, because the truth isn't pretty. You know what I mean? It's going to be rough. It's going to involve a lot of self-sacrifice, honestly, at the beginning, because a lot of people, what they want is a code that involves them getting rich in, the next 3 to 5 years, that involves them just blowing up, and suddenly in America, everyone looks at them like they're white men, because I hear that a lot too. They don't say that, but that's basically what they're saying, because that's what they want. They want, white male acceptance. They want to be able to walk around and be treated like white men are. You know what I mean? It's not a realistic thing to even want to desire. There's no other community of men who walk around and say, man, I can't wait till they look at me like I'm a white man. I can't wait till the white community over there accepts me. No, they're looking at their own communities. So, it makes so much sense to me to hear it. And at the same time, for me, when I hear it, I'm joining in on the frustration, and, I'm joining in on this sense of, for me, in a way, because as a woman, there's a sense of powerlessness, because I'm not a man. I can't lead men. You know what I mean? I can't teach men. That's for another man to do. So, all I can do is sit there and hope. You know what I mean? And pray and support the men. I don't pray, really, honestly, but support the men that I know are good men. You know what I mean? And I know have a voice and have a vision, and know the way, and are leading by example. And all I can really do is sit down and support those men, and tell the women that I know that I can reach. Listen to this man, come over here, stay away from there. But, a lot of it has to do with, since I care so much about the community on a whole, a lot of it has to do with what our men are doing. And I'm not saying that to be blaming the Black man, or to be putting down the Black man, or to be calling our Black men ain't shit or anything like that. Like, I'm not one of those women. It just comes down to, at the end of the day, it's true.
Brother L.A.R.
Oh, snap. Okay. You let me go this time. There's a few things that's a problem. A lot of us, as far as men, from a male perspective, as far as men is concerned, I'm going to say some of the things that are a little bit extreme to some.
Pull the trigger, L.A.R.
Well, I was forewarning, right? First of all, we have a lot of people in our community that love losing, and we love losing, but we want to act like we want to win, and we get mad at people who actually want to win. So, what you're dealing with is a mutiny of people who say they want to be free, who want to be liberated, who want revolution, who want change, who wants self-sufficiency, who want separation. But in actuality, in practice, they want to know what the plan is for that, so they can sabotage us because they want to lose. So now it's like you got brothers who can peep that game. As far as and that's a societal dynamic. As far as the men are concerned, you have Black men who want to be destructive Black men and want productive Black men to fix the destruction so they can go be destructive again. And brothers ain't playing that game. And those are the black men who have a support system, not only by other communities because it's beneficial for their placement, pockets, economics, and families, but it's also they have a support system within our community because, truth be told, the betterment that the black community wants, they don't want the smoke that comes with it. So now, as far as the women are concerned, the women are counterproductive. Everything, not everything, the majority of what women want is what women want men to do so women can benefit at the end of the day. Not understanding that the men that are fed up are not pretty much going to do anything for the women anymore. They're all womened out because women have benefited from these men for far too long and they act brand new as if these guys have never did anything. So that's why I said earlier, society as a whole is going to have a major problem because not only we're not your stepping stone, we're not your whipping boy, we're not your savior, we're not your scapegoat. What these black men are doing now is like, we're not even holding up the mirror to everybody. We're dealing with people as if they are who they are. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut it down. We don't even have respect for these non-black men because the way that they think they got successful was really out of cowardice in the first place. You don't befriend somebody and then stab them in the back and say, I'm intelligent, I won. You know, you don't mess around and say, oh, we're just practicing. And then you turn around to somebody else and say, the game is really on right now. We just won. There is no respect in that. But you have the spoils of a tainted victory. That's true. But these black men we don't even care about non-black men or their women or their communities, because what's really going about is we're the scapegoat for an unsuccessful country that people don't want to admit is unsuccessful. There ain't nothing popping with this country that's $20 trillion in debt. And these people can't fix it. These other groups came here. They didn't come here like we came here as slaves and made a nation grow. As slaves and as free as free individuals. These other people ran from their countries and became America's slave and then looked down on us, but they never go home. They know their home. They know their language. They know their cultures. They know all of their economic basis. They come and get all these skills and all this money and can do all of these good things and never go back. All these other people are the true sellouts of the world. These white people ain't going back to England either. So, you know, what's really going on right now with brothers that are really fed up is y'all shouldn't have talked all this shit that y'all were so smart and so powerful. Now we're going to make you hold your own nuts and we're going to show you what type of bitch you really is. So I'm done.
Wow. This is why I love L.A.R. Yeah. Like I said before earlier, if you look over here and down, I have enabled the super chat for anyone who wants to ask a question. It's going to cost you money. And we've been joined by new panelists up here, somebody new to the old DXL broadcast. Brother AM1, what's good, brother? You want to chime in on this? And we're going to go to Nagone, too. I just seen him come in the room. Peace, brother Nagone. But we got a new panelist, new to the DXL broadcast. What's good, brother AM1?
Hey, peace, brother X, and peace to the panel and to the chat, of course. I appreciate you bringing me on. Such an interesting topic, man. Black men being fed up. Holy shit! If there ain't a vast array of reasons why, L.A.R, bruh, like, might as well stop the show after that, because I mean that needs to be a fucking essay. Like, can we get that? Get a stenographer to type that up, because holy moly, let's pass that around.
Don't worry, I'll send you the MP3, man.
Yo, straight to put that on the manosphere. No, that was D. And even Ruby. Ruby came in. I came in immediately, and y'all dropping gems. Like, whoa, I'm already feeling alive. Like even a topic already. But man, so many things for black men to be fed up with. But I would even say it, or more specifically, like this: we're speaking about intelligent men, intelligent black men being fed up, because obviously within our own ranks, I would say the vast majority are brothers that, I don't know if I can say the majority, but too many, as far as what I see, are just lost on a lot of different levels. So there's the brothers that really get it, you know what I mean? Or are trying to get it and trying to level up. Like L.A.R was alluding to, there's a lot of folks that want to stay losing. So brothers who are intelligent within the realms of mental faculties and in the realms of gathering intelligence, like really being aware of our environment, definitely are fed up with a lot that's coming from obviously the system that we're born into, where these people from a particular region have more resources than us and are pinning us down and have been for the greater part of the last 1,000 years. There's that whole situation. WS systems goes by a lot of different names. I call it the resource supremacy system, just to take all the feelings and whatnot out of it. But it's whatever. We know what it is. We know nobody needs to bullshit about it. There's that. Then the historical chaos that come along with that, and now at this point, our own gender opposite, as far as black men, are being used against us, holding us down, being weaponized against us by essentially non-black owned mainstream media and these different political agendas. So it's all bad, man. There's a lot black men have to be up against. I don't want to be too long-winded on my first run on your show, sir. But if you want to circle back around, that's just my overall standpoint right now. It's a lot I can break down, even in my personal life, as far as what I'm doing and how I'm seeing people more focused on sort of sidebar issues versus actually trying to be an aid to black men, understanding what's happened against us. They'll tell you, we know what's been happening to black men for 200 to 500 years. But I'm more like, okay, what are you doing to assist us? More so than just worry about us benefiting you or benefiting your attention or emotional needs. Like, what are you want the good black men? But I'm more like, okay, what are you doing to assist us? More so on that.
Somebody need to mute. Somebody need to mute.
Or I'm gonna leave it at this real quick. People are saying, where are the good black men? I'm saying, do you want the good black men, or do you want the good black men who just want to be with you? What's the deal? I'll leave it at that.
Brother Nagone, what's good, man? What's up? What's up? You want to chime in on this? Then we're going to circle around to my brother, Info Man. He just walked in the room, too. What's good, brother Info?
Hey, man. Brother Xavier, thanks for having me on here. Y'all really kind of came in here and really dropped some gems. L.A.R. movement, man. Man, I can't front. You've been like way off the chain, dog, over these last few months. I don't know, man. The stream of consciousness coming out of you is ridiculous. And the reason why I say that is because I was on Obsidian show before, and I kind of ranted a little bit about the winning piece. The winning. We should be about winning. We don't know how to win. We are so into losing and sabotaging ourselves on a big point. That's a key point. A lot of the brothers who are out here really looking to step up to the plate in a big way and are working with other like-minded brothers, fed up with the bullshit. We understand we have no friends. We don't have many friends at all. Our best friends are us. All right, we have a very large portion, and I'm not going to say all black women because it's not going to include all. But we have a very large portion of black women that are not with us. We have the outside community. Some people are sitting here saying that they think that they're with you. We got these brothers out here, many, and white women and black women also who love this white man. They love this white man, but he ain't loving you. He's very tribal in his game. He's looking to keep his game forward. So at the end of the day, the brothers who are out here really pushing it and moving against don't have patience for a lot of the bullshit that you're going to run into. You don't have patience for it. You don't have patience for it. And the reason why we don't have patience for it, because we know it's difficult to try to make it. We know what we have to do to try to get down, and we have a lot of forces arrayed against us. We're sick of it, tired of it. That's why you're hearing a lot of what brothers are saying. Brothers are talking real hardcore about a lot of stuff. And, we're bringing a lot of these problems to the fore. The name of the game for us is to be able to work together with like-minded brothers to really push, our agenda that's going to make us most successful. We want to win. It's about winning. Some of us know how to win, but many don't want to win. And I think L.A.R. really, really, really stated that quite well. He laid that on the head. I always said that. My father used to tell me that years ago. My old man's been gone over 20 years. But, he used to say as a kid, man, you got to have victories. You got to know how to win. Too bad so many of us don't know how to win. My old man used to tell me that when I grew up hearing that. All right. And that's why I feel, even when you are having your most difficult times, you always have to have a victorious policy that you have to set and which to win and be very serious about that because there's so much out here that can sabotage. And yeah, we can sabotage ourselves. We're big at that. Talk about winning, but at the end of the day, ain't about that. Ain't about that life. Ain't trying to figure out a way how to sabotage. Get around like-minded brothers who are about winning. Those who are working plans and are winning right now and can really get together to help you win at a bigger level. We talk about this black male media. We talk about these things that we have to sit back and show. There's some good things about us that we see. There's some good things. 2.5 million of us are in the upper, of the higher to upper middle class. That's 10% of basically of about 25 million of us. Okay, or maybe about 22 million of us. So, that's a decent percentage, showing you that we're moving upwards. There's a lot of good positive things. We have to show, the victories that we do have out here. We have to show that to these women who are with you. Work with them. To those who are not, kick them to the curb. We have to take a very, very, very serious view towards this. And some of these brothers are doing that, and they are not playing. These brothers are not playing. They are sick of the bullshit. They're not playing with it. We talk about the Pookie and the Ray Rays and all of that. Ain't fucking with these guys. Ain't fucking with these guys who are going to get in your way and destroy what you're trying to produce. We ain't fucking with them. All right. People talking about code. What code are you talking about? What code are you on? All right. If you're not on the code of winning, and moving forward, then you ain't on no fucking code. All right. Well, black first. What's black first? All right. We can be black in color, but what are we really about? Are we really trying to win? Are we really trying to be victorious? No, not a lot of us, but some of us are. Those like-minded brothers have to work together. We are working together, and we are fed up with this crap that's going on. We're not playing with it. That's what you're seeing right now. That's you're catching some. I don't know. I like to call it kind of a red pill rage against it, against the fuckery, and brothers are screaming out against it. I think we should be doing that right now. But simultaneously, we need to be working together. Like-minded brothers need to be working together, pressing forward to achieve certain objectives. What those objectives are, we can all sit down and debate and talk about. Because I have my views. Some other brothers might have some that might be a little bit different. But it's about victory. It's about winning. It's about black men really achieving your objective and coming out on top. And that's a very big part of what we have to deal with here. And we're sick of shit that's not working for us. We're sick of the bullshit. And we've been calling out for quite a while. And, a lot of brothers on this panel and so forth, I'm sure can thoroughly understand where I'm coming from. And that's what I'll just initially say for right now.
Well, before I go to my man, Info Man, I must reprimand my audience, which I have to do like every damn week. You see right here, right in this area over here, there's a thumb up and a thumb down. I want you to hit the thumb up. We go through this every week, y'all. All this time that y'all been following this damn channel, y'all know what I'm going to say. Y'all know I like this number to at least match this damn number. You're in here, for Christ's sakes, hit the damn like button. You mean to tell me you're sitting in here watching people that you don't like? That doesn't make any sense. What sense does that make? Take that hand, nice and slow. We'll do it again like we do every week. Slide it over. Get it right there. Click, and you're done. Why must we go through this every week? Why, people? I ask you, why? And if you're feeling generous and you want to drop a few coins in the bucket, feel free to do so. You got the super chat right there. And you got the old Streamlabs right there as well. It is greatly appreciated. Anyway, brother Info Man, what's good, man? You want to chime in on this? What you fed up with, man? As a black man, what are you fed up with?
I've said this before. My dating experiences, I don't want to be a therapist in relationships with a woman. A lot of times when you start dating women, in particular sisters, I find that a lot of times in my experiences, they don't always know what they want. And so it sort of wastes your time. And as black men, we don't like our time being wasted because our time is precious. And then you have to deal with some of the psychological baggage. Now, I've had these experiences directly. And like I said, again, I don't want to be a therapist. I simply want to meet a woman who knows what she wants. If we're on the same page, that we can work towards something. Now, if I'm building myself up, now I think about myself first, build myself up first, work on what I need so that I'm not interdependent. I see this in my field a lot. People have interdependentness on others. A lot of men, I see this on YouTube, where they're interdependent on women, or they are sort of have this Pookie and Ray Ray mentality, and you have women that will excuse the behavior. Men on YouTube arguing with other men are talking nasty to other men and can't carry on a proper conversation. Now, I've experienced this, a conversation that's non-volatile, and then you have women that will co-sign on the fuckery. So I'm kind of fed up with that type of that kind of shit that's going on. I'm fed up with the dating scene. I've gotten to a point where I'm like, hey, I throw in the towel with this. I don't want any of it. It's too much waste of my time, too stressful. And while you're getting stressed out, you're affecting your health, your own self, because you're chasing tail. You're chasing after women when you should be chasing after that money, that paper. You should be looking at buying property. You should be looking at collaborating with other brothers and building yourself, because as long as if you have yourself together, women are going to be there. But I think, and I see it at my job, I see the beta males or guys that chase after women, chasing for the approval. And I'm sick of that, because black men, from my perspective, we can be some of the most thirstiest motherfuckers that you can see on this God's green earth. Just thirsty, no standards at times. And that it makes you scratch your head and say, what are we doing? What are we thinking about? How did that brother get raised? These are thoughts that go through my mind when I see some of the stuff that goes on in our community and in the whole dating game. So those are some of the things that I'm frustrated with. And my question to everybody on the panel, will we ever get this situation together? Will we ever get it right? Where do we start? Where do we go? If there's even anywhere to freaking go.
Can I answer that question real quick? Information.
Hold on a second before you go, brother Jay.
I know I've been long-winded. I'm gonna stop.
You good, brother?
No, it's all good. There's no such thing as long-windedness on DXL.
Okay. These are the questions that I bring up. Where do we go? Is it worth it? Should we go as people say, go your own way or woof away, whatever terms you want to use? What should we do as black men with this bottled up or this frustration that we have? I think talking about it tonight is therapy for us. Got to get it out. But at the end of the day, what do we really do? What are our alternatives? What do we do? Because I'm a 48-year-old brother. If you're a younger brother, you maybe got a chance to turn this shit around. But for me, it might be a done deal for a brother my age. Okay, I don't know. I'll rest there.
Before anybody go, I just want to read out a few of the super chats. I got one from Jay Charles. Good look, brother Jay Charles. I also got another one from AM1. He says black men have a whole lot to be fed up about. I agree. Also got another super chat from brother Brandon L. He said, brother X, peace, was good, brother Brandon L. Also, I got a super chat from Stefan Leon. Good look, brother Stefan. He said, brothers are voting with their feet. I'm going to Brazil next week with 50 brothers that are fed up. Thanks to folks like Charles Tyler, RIP, and Obsidian. The vote in. We are voting with our feet and wallet cuts. All right. Go ahead, brother Jay Shine.
Hey, matter of fact, I was gonna go a different way with this. I was in a few years ago. We talking about winning, right? And what L.A.R. laid down was beautiful, and I like what AM and my man Nagone, my homie, I like what he added to it as well, because we're not even focused on winning. Back in like the 50s, they had those images of a white man in his house in the morning. He gets up, puts his favorite shoes on, he gets his favorite newspaper, he opens his newspaper, and his wife with the apron comes over with his little bagel with cream cheese and some coffee. You know what I mean? And she left him the fuck alone. Why? Because he was reading newspaper and worrying about what was going on. He was taking care of business. He was focused on business. Now, I'm going to give y'all some stats, and Ruby can back me up on this because we actually talked about this in Discord. In 2016, I'm using myself as an example. Looking at the economic stats for income, medium income for Americans, not race, just all Americans. I was in the 88th percentile. I was in the top 12% in 2016. Nothing changed in my income. Actually, I increased a couple thousand. In 2017, I fell to the top 23%. I did nothing wrong. What happened is white men, with all the fucking Me Too shit going on, all the bullshit, all their little marches and parades after Trump got in office, went in together, don't give a fuck about what you think about white supremacy, don't give a fuck what you think about, misogyny. They don't give a shit about none of that. And started handling business. And what you've seen in the last 2 years is an accumulation of wealth we have never seen in history, and no one's talking about it. They're taking care of business. Meanwhile, brothers are sitting on YouTube and in their regular lives worrying about keeping some chick happy every 2 fucking minutes. Worried about what she thinks every 2 fucking minutes. Worried about how they look to a female, looking, trying to get one up on another brother every 2 fucking minutes. I call this being bitch led. You're not leading, brothers. You're not taking care of business. You're not worried about your business, your future. I don't know about y'all. My daughter's only 15, but I suppose, and I'm going to assume that I got grandchildren coming soon, in some time in the future, which means I got great grandchildren coming in the fucking future. So my job first as a man is to take care of business. Take care of business. I'm not going to give a fuck what a female wants before business. And right now, you see motherfuckers running around YouTube trying to get a goddamn pat on the head every 2 goddamn minutes for some bitch ain't got shit. Who wouldn't piss on you if you was on fucking fire? Who would never fuck you? Simp. You see what I'm saying? So this is the bullshit that's going on out here. Niggas wasting time, not focused on what they're trying to do. And I hate to bring the harder energy, the monotone L.A.R. who laid it down so beautifully, but I gotta come with that counter hook. L.A.R., because this is the bullshit. Niggas is not taking care of business.
I'm good with that. Like, I cussed somebody out last night on O'Shea's thing, so I ain't tripping.
I gotta watch the playback now.
The thing about it, the one thing that we haven't had that we're taking, which is bothering people, is just in my opinion, is a vantage point. See, when guys say they walking away or they're or voting with their feet or taking time for their own betterment or self-improvement or just going to traveling a little bit or just leaving the hood, people have an issue with that because one of the biggest reasons black men have not been successful is because we've been raised in toxicity and negativity. We haven't had the opportunity to step back and look at our situation from a vantage point, from a point where we could say, okay, now I see who's over here doing that and who's over here doing that. We never had the high ground to see our own situation. And I think everybody who is not a black man understands that we haven't had the high ground. So with their issues, like they're having a problem because they're scrambling, trying to figure out, okay, who can we get to stay on our team that's black men? Because when these guys actually start talking from the vantage point, like, this is what's going on here. Let me show you a picture. Let me show you, excuse me, how this plays out. Look at it from where I'm standing. Now all the people, you'll see that everybody that's sabotaging us knows that they're sabotaging us purposely. You know, black men included. Like, one of the reasons I don't really talk as much about black women anymore, because there came a point when I realized our women are talking this revolutionary stuff because they failed at trying to take black men's place, and now they mad. So they want us to die so they can get another shot.
Wow.
Because, you know, the same thing about the quote unquote Pookie and Ray Ray argument, they failed at being the real ones in the community. So now they want brothers to come up and fix it so they can get a restart and a new shot. And this is the very same thing that's going on with non-black men. Like, truth be told, white men failed at America, because you shouldn't be owing $20 trillion when you stole everything from the whole world. So now you scrambling because you want another shot. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with all these other racial groups. You know, people think Asians are winning because Asians got the money. They are winning as far as money is concerned. But if you notice, even Africans starting to give them that side eye, like, you ain't coming here stealing our stuff no more. No. We had the white people doing it. You coming here trying to be our friend. Now we noticing you ain't really our friend like that. You're going to have to start to pay. So now, you know, you're looking at black men who see life from a vantage point, and you're seeing the animosity it gets because, you know, like I said before, everybody who's been quote unquote playing this game, they've been cheating the whole time. And the last thing you want to do is actually deal with somebody who's been taking your best shot and you've been cheating the whole time. And now they say, I'm going to play this shit like you playing this shit. Because they can't handle the repercussions of the game they play, because now it ain't fair no more. This is why I always use sports as a reference in America. Sports is the only thing in America that shows you if everybody plays by the same rule, who's going to win. This is why they make sports so much of male entertainment, because while people are cheering for the team, notice what people are saying sometimes, like, we can't let these motherfuckers play a fair game. You see how this shit ends? You see this? It's a double entendre. But we're not looking at it from a vantage point. All the money and the resources that white people get, like I said before, if you considered yourself a baller and you owed somebody, and just you as a person owed somebody else $20 million, and you trying to tell other people that they ain't shit, well, you're not really a baller. You just a scam artist who about to get that work. So, you know, that's just my opinion, man. I'm sorry for being long-winded. Sure. I know you said
there is no such thing as long-windedness on DXL. Let me just read the super chat before we go to the next round. Brother Simon Landreth, I'm probably saying that shit wrong. Sorry, brother. He asked, do you guys agree that the only way you can get a good woman is if she is still basically under the authority of her father? Good look, brother Simon. The short answer, yes. The long answer, you may or may not be able to get a good woman who's not under the authority of her father, but she has to be willing to be under the authority of you to be a good woman to you. I can tell you that. Go ahead, brother Nagone.
Nah, man. Yo, L.A.R. Dog.
Yes, sir.
Crazy.
Yes, L.A.R. is L.A.R.
Dropping.
There's
Y'all,
nothing you can say.
y'all brothers are dropping up in here tonight, man. I don't know, man. I may have to lead this panel, man. This shit is too live.
Nah. Well, what I want to do is right now, I want to circle back around to Brother AM1. Because Brother AM1 has an interesting theory that I thought was really interesting. I don't totally agree with the brother now, but I agree when he talked about, because we was down at O'Shea's place, a few nights ago, and he was talking about black people, maybe putting a pause on procreating for 5 to 10 years. I'm going to let him go ahead and expound on that, and then I'm going to get everybody's, take on it. And I'm also going to ask, do you think that black men being fed up, is that the answer to us being fed up, where we just, keep our penis in our pants, keep our sperm in our body? Is that the answer? So, Brother AM1, go ahead and expound on your theory.
Oh man, yeah, that's definitely a hot button sort of thing for a lot of people, and it's really stemming from the idea, at least I think the reaction from the idea that black folks lack a lot of discipline and are hard to separate from entertainment and pleasure and fuckery, drama, versus actually having to sacrifice and really, really do something. Black folks being behind on a lot of wealth levels since slavery, and still to this day, wealth, as you illustrated before, the amount of wealth being produced in a short amount of time, just the whole trajectory of where everything is going versus the wealth and resource level of our people, the focus of our people, the fact that we don't control our own comparable mass mainstream media. That in and of itself, on an indoctrination mind control level, is extremely dangerous. There's no way around that. There's just so many different reasons that illustrate the idea of how kind of fucked up our situation is. We all know this, but when it comes to ideas like, well, how do we sort this out versus how much time do we have to play around versus do we want to get extreme? Do we want to think of some different ideas? All I'm saying is this: in theory, if everybody, men and women, were to put 80% of their free time, and I mean their free time outside of their job, that they either choose to do or they have to do just to survive because they got, single, they live in a tough area to live in, or don't come from money, or have children and have pinned themselves down to that much more resource. One way or another, if everybody can focus their free time in on trying to make themselves a resource for themselves and for other people, and really operate on a collective black family level, if we do that for a few years, really dial that in, if we want to get real serious about it, 5-10 years, really focus on leveling up on technology, some resources, all these different things, controlling our own media, I can't see how we wouldn't make some kind of real progress. That's all it is.
All right. I'm going to go right down the line on this one, Brother B.M.T.
The reason why I say it's not a bad mind process if it was just a singular person. But if we're looking at it right now, the black community population has been decreasing, and the Latino population has been increasing rapidly, as well as their wealth, their resources, and their finances. If you look at the Latino family, if any of y'all been watching them, their families are growing exponentially. You're looking at people who are coming to the States, lower education than you, lower resources than you, still having kids, and they're still beating your ass. How do I know? But I just employed 6 of them today. So I don't think it's not, yes, we over-sexualize ourselves as black people. I do not deny that. I wanted to give a quick history lesson on why we're behind. One of my contractors on the site, he said, Joe, you ever wonder why we always say make America great? And I said, why? You know what I'm saying? It's a black and a white man friendly conversation. He said, you know what? When we came over here from England got rid of all the pieces of shit and sent them over to America. I was like, that's true. They did do all that. They got rid of all the fucked up people, called them pilgrims, and sent them over here. The pilgrims saw something that they like, which is the Native Americans, saw their shit and took it. But then they said, oh shit, we can't keep up with this land. We can't keep up with the property. Hey, those Africans over there, what are they doing? Let's get them to come over here and keep up with this shit. Now, what happened was the blacks came over here and did keep up with the shit and did maintain it. Not just in the South, but also in the North. So the nigga was proficient in keeping up a country. I want y'all to stay with me. I did the whole history of this. That's what made America great, because the nigga found out the nigga could actually work. Then they said, what happens? This nigga is getting too powerful. He learned all the skills in the trade. Now we're losing money. The South was losing money. The South was making money, but they didn't pay the nigga. The North thought of, let's pay the nigga. But then in trying to do that, guess what? They were losing money. So guess what? They said, fuck, we're still losing money. Us white trash, we got to pay the nigga. And we can't do that. We can't pay him what we pay a white man. And you see, the black man has been proficient at taking on jobs and causes that have not been his own. Fight the black woman, but doesn't fight the system. Fight each other, but doesn't actually work with each other. Fucking make babies, but doesn't know how to properly enforce his own will upon his people and his children. You see what's going on, and I agree with Nagone when he said the black man has forgot how to win. You knew how to build a village, but you forgot how to build a village. When you did relearn how to build a village in a city, you got the fear of God put back in your black ass when they burned down one or two of your cities. And then you said, let's not try anymore. You went over and fought Vietnam. That wasn't your fucking fight. Muhammad Ali said it perfectly. He said, why would I go fight a man that has nothing to do with my fucking struggle? If you look at most of the issues going on in the States, this is why I'm so fed up with black men. This is why I do not join your fight. This is why I do not share at least $50,000 with none of these niggas anymore. Because I learned that the black man's power is so scattered in the wind. You fight for white people. You fight for black people that don't even fuck with you. You fight for a black woman who doesn't respect you. You fight for a goddamn immigrant who want to take your goddamn job. But black men, we forgot how to fight and build for ourselves. And because we're doing that, this is why society, this is why the black man who is achieving is fed up. Because after a while, you get tired of slinging that hammer and say, damn, does nobody not want to fucking come to work? Does nobody not want to actually put in the work? Now, listen, I'm 31 years old now. I have 2 companies. I cried one time, but I looked at all this shit and I said, you know, I would so love to see other black men I can share this shit with. My wife said, well, why don't you do that? I said, baby, niggas don't want to work. You think I want to keep hiring white boys and goddamn Latino boys and teaching them the trades that my forefathers taught me? But niggas want the free handout. They want the coming up. They want to rap and play ball. We like seeing, you know, only thing I see niggas good at entertaining. It's the only thing I see niggas good at entertaining. I've seen brothers put on shows on how to fucking make money and get your CDL and get a doctor's degree. But see, that don't get no fucking views. I've seen X have some deep talks with veterans on how to get their VA shit together. That don't get no views. But let there be an argument. Let there be some type of dysfunction. I agree with the brother saying that black people like dysfunction. They like to see retarded, dumb, monkey fuckery going on. And when you say something about it, this is why I get fed up. This is why I drink at night. Because I'm like, damn, all our legacy is going to go to shit. Because there's nobody left to pass it to after all the good black men are finally dead. Black women already know this. That's why they're waiting for us to die off. But they know when the last masculine alpha male black man is finally dead or leaves America, guess what? Everybody else wins but you, black man. And it's the truth.
Wow.
You don't have to like what I fucking said. You know it's true. That's why black men say, I got to leave the country. That's why black men say, I can't come back to the community. But you know what the Jews say? Good. I'll take your community. That's why the Hispanics buy your fucking houses. That's why everybody can take from you. But you cannot even go to a white man's community and take his shit. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm going to just drink. I'll let y'all talk.
Lady Ruby, what do you think of Brother AM's one proposal about holding off on procreating for a while until we get this shit here together?
See, my thing is quality over quantity. And, part of the issue is, we're creating, and I mean, this imbalance obviously exists across populations, but, the poorer a population is, and, the more struggle there is in that population, the more babies they're going to create. You go to the other side, the richer and better off people are, the longer they wait to have children, they have less of them. So, there's discrepancy building, whereas we have all this chaos, we have all this confusion, we have all this dysfunction. And, the people who are still mired in it are the ones who are creating more children, and they're passing down that culture of dysfunction and chaos and confusion. We're passing down this culture where, drugs, guns, violence, school to prison pipelines, because at the end of the day, no one's getting together and voting and, just locally. So that way something can be done better with the schooling systems, with the support systems that we have for the children that are being created. And one parent's on crack, the other one's in jail or gone or unknown or whatever the case is. So, there's a problem going on where we have so many children that we're not taking care of. So many children that are getting lost every year. The amount of missing girls every single day that go missing, young Black girls that go missing, never seen again, not even bodies discovered, and no one cares. The amount of our children that are abused. Brother X, I was on a panel and we did the statistics, and Brother X read off the statistics. They're chilling of, the sexual, physical abuse that go on with these children. No one's minding them. No one's taking care of them. So why would we want to produce more of them? Because the more of those children we're producing and the more of this culture that we're passing down to them, the more difficult we're making it for our community to kind of turn around in any way, shape, or form. Because, those kids are being born into a place that it's all about get mine before you can get yours. Not and you can get yours too. You know what I mean? It's by any means necessary. Why? Because it's about survival. It's not about thriving. It's not about success. It's about surviving. About not dying. It's about finding a family on the street because you don't have one inside at home. So, I think that, there's a lot of ethical issues involved with staving off population, because it would involve going in and stopping people who are procreating without being able to take care of their children from doing so. But with that being said, without those types of considerations or some real programs actually set in place where we are going back and we are supporting the children that are being born all willy-nilly into these families, I don't really see how we're ever going to be able to stave off the problem. How do we fix a problem when at the end of the day, the percentage of people who are getting a clue, who are realizing, hey, this isn't right, I don't want to be part of this, hey, maybe there is something better, hey, maybe better is for me, that percentage is very low in comparison to the people who never hear that and never see that and never understand that. And then that population is going to continue ballooning out of control. So no matter how many of us keep going over to the other side, there's way too many more of us not only staying, but then populating in mass amounts. So what other options do you have? What are the other answers? I'm not really sure.
Brother Info Man, what do you think about Brother AM1's proposal? Should we kind of chill on having these babies till Black folks kind of get it right a little bit?
Well, first of all, we should not be having children if we can't take care of the ones that we already got on the planet right now. So there's no reason why we should be bringing in more life if we don't have our shit together. Another thing that disturbs me, Brother X, is that we know that there is a fucked up pathology in our communities. The fact that if you are, and I grew up this way, if you are a young Black male and you're going to school, you're educating yourself, you're trying to transition yourself from living the lifestyle of the community that you find yourself in, born in, whatever the circumstances. And you will have individuals in the Black community that will ostracize you because maybe you went to college. Maybe you decide to speak a little bit better English. Okay? These will be your Pookies and your Ray Rays, which I'm sick of.
Hey.
They will, and I was debating with a Pookie and Ray Ray on these live streams not too long ago. And they will be the ones ostracizing you and then turn around and in turn and try to say that you are a bitch motherfucker. You are a punk because you critique the fuckery in the Black community, which they are the problem. They create the damn problem. They were selling the damn drugs. Now they get out of prison. They trying to reform themselves. And then they want to judge you and say you're just a YouTube Negro. As if you don't have life outside of YouTube. Okay? Thank you, Nagone, my friend. So this is the situation. That speaks to the problem right there when we do not discriminate for the best, but we want to put up on a pedestal the worst of us, which is why you see the rap music so ratchet and out of control, the reality shows. And the sad thing about it is rap music did not begin like, I'm using rap music as an example because it did not begin that way, but we allow the Pookie and Ray Rays to reformulate a rap lyrics and a poetry that was uplifting Black males. Do you know that college attendance increased during the time that you had the quote unquote positive rap? Because a lot of the rappers were doing their musical videos on college campuses, right? But then that became too corny. You're corny, man. So the Black community is in no shape or form. Matter of fact, there is no Black community. We're just simply Black people occupying space and occupying places that we call neighborhoods. A community is what I grew up in, where everybody knows who you are. The old men sipping the liquor in the garage, playing cards, sipping Jimmy Walker red or white, is nourishing you, is giving you proper instruction, is disciplining you. And then you get disciplined when daddy or mama comes home after that. They're watching you. When you steal at the corner store, the man who owns the corner store knows who you are by name. I know your mother. I'm going to tell where. We don't have that. Do you know there have been occasions, brothers? This is why I know we need to stop having a lot of kids and do exactly what AM1 is talking about and do a reboot, a come back and rethink. Because there have been times in my work capacity where I have interacted with Black folks and said, hey, I caught your son doing this. I caught your son doing this. He can get himself put in prison. And then the parents will look at you like, how dare you tell me about my child? See, this is the kind of dysfunction we got going on right now. When I was a kid, you would never see Black people in my time as a child tell you, mind your own business. They would say, thank you very much. I'm about to whoop his ass right now. Okay? So we don't need to be producing more kids. We need to be doing a reboot on who we are as a people. And we need to focus, like AM1, focus on making businesses, focus on our economic, all those things. Because the kids that we're having, some of us are not taking care of them. So why would having a bunch of kids, how is that benefiting the Black community other than numbers? If we're not even taking care of the kids properly, and then this is another generation growing up, continuing the same dysfunction, generation after generation, because they learned it from mama, daddy, Pookie, Ray Ray, whoever. So I would say we got to rethink that. I know myself as a Black man, I have one child. I had no desire to have a big, giant family. I had no desire to have a child early in life. When I was growing up, I saw people around me that were becoming teenage becoming teenage parents. And I knew that wasn't for me because of the responsibility, and I wasn't ready for it. And ask yourself this. We got to go through training to drive a car. We got to get licensed to drive a car. We got to do all these things in society to get licensed for this, to get training and get counseling. Why is it there's no training, proper training and counseling before you get married or have kids? Because some folks are not fit to be having some damn kids. Now, that's my take on it at this time. I'll have more to say later.
Good shit.
You guys are
Good
breaking that
shit.
whole concept down a lot better than
Good.
you guys are
Good
breaking that
shit.
concept down just as good, if not better, with better points or more points to add to the table. Like you guys are seriously assessing this, and I can see the logic versus the emotional approach. All I'm doing is saying this shit ain't looking good, and from the way the numbers look, it's look like it's only going to get worse before it gets better. So maybe we should start trying some different things because apparently the trajectory ain't working. So I mean, Information Man just killed the game with a lot of what he just said. I mean,
Info Man does that. He does that.
Just want to say
go
this.
ahead.
Just want to say this real quick. All right, right now we have 43.2% of Black men do not have kids right now, and that number is climbing. So we're coming close to 50%. Okay, we're coming close to 50%. So if the numbers continue to go as they are going, this is where this thing is going. We're on that path anyway. So people saying should we not have a lot of kids? Should we hold back? We're doing that right now. We're kind of automatically kind of doing this right now. This is how we are trending, and it doesn't look like that trend is going to turn around quickly. It doesn't look that way. So since we're on that path, I say let's just stay on it. And maybe if we have less kids and less of this starts to happen, and we become a more responsible community over the next generation, then maybe we might be able to turn some of this around. But certainly, I think in this time frame, we're certainly going to have to increase. First of all, education is going to have to play a very key role in our community, and certainly we're going to have to build business. For those who are out here doing things, we're going to have to build businesses and really start to work very aggressively there. Because I think, I actually think we can do some good stuff. I know we do look at things in a negative way, and it's easy to look at things very negatively, but there's some positive things that I've seen as well. Once again, I'll repeat that story that came out. 2.5 million Black men are not only in the middle, but the upper middle class. And what is that really saying? Wow, we have a fairly large growing middle class right now. That's an upper middle class that's growing. As much negativity as we have, there's some positives there as well. Our crime rates really are going down. I live in New York City, one of the biggest municipalities that exist on earth, and our crime rates, as far as murders are concerned, are very low as they were in the early to mid 50s. And here we are with less than 300 murders in the city this past year already. I mean, it's there was a time when things were much higher than that. People want to say, "Oh, it's the police presence." No, it's the families, it's the people who are not doing some of this. So there's some positives that are there. That's why I say about the Black media piece. It's we need to get some of this information out and show where kind of really how we are realistically looking as opposed to what's being put out there for us. So there's some good things here. There are some good things. Is it rosy? No, it's not. I can't say everything is super rosy, but they certainly is some good things that we can look at that we can actually build on. I think the biggest thing in our community that we really need to really push forward is really learn how to think critically, learn how to really deal with complex information and and synthesize it well to work towards our benefit, to think in a more analytic, complex way. And that's a change that we're going to have to make. That's going to take some time. That's a change. But there is a lot of negative. So I'm not going to sit down and say that our relationship game right now is bad. That's why the numbers are going down. That's why the marriage numbers are going down, and all these different numbers are going down because our relationships between men and women are going bad. I think it's a good thing in a sense that maybe we should bring that to a point of desperation. Burn it down to the ground. Bring it down desperately. Women in this society right now, Black women especially, have been trained to go to war against us. I think they're going to find there's going to be a period of time when they're going to find that it's not to their interest, and maybe they'll make some changes. So we have there's a lot on our plate. There's a lot here. I'm going to say, yes, there's a lot of bad, but is it as bad as we might think? I have some questions about that. I tend to be a little bit more on the hopeful side in many respects. I do see some very good things that I see coming up. So I'm kind of hopeful, but I do think that certain things have to be reduced. And I have to say, Information Man, dead on it. This Pookie and Ray Ray, a lot of these guys want to come here and make excuses and sit down and say, oh, you guys clean up. You all be the cleanup man behind us, and all this. If you all are these big and bad, gangsters and all that, you certainly have done a poor job in helping to protect the community. You made a lot of messes. You need to get in there and help to clean it up as well. And, hold you two accountable. We're all accountable. You're accountable as well. And, there's nothing passing off on you. And brothers saying, well, you're getting on the Pookie and Rays all the time. Pookie and Rays cause a lot of problems. They got to clean a lot of shit up as well. So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. I know there's a lot more that brothers want to hear from, and I'm done for that right now.
But Nagone, I got something to say. I got a question.
Hold up. Let me go. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and get to brother Jay Shine and get to brother L.A.R. and then we'll come back for another round. Brother Jay Shine, you want to chime in on that? Do you think do you think that black men being fed up, is that the answer which brother AM1 proposes to slow down on the procreation? Keep your penis in your pants, keep your semen in your body. Is that the answer?
It's part of it. I mean, my situation, I had a baby with a ratchet, but I went and got custody of mine. I ain't had none since. I don't have a rack of kids out here. I plan on having more kids. I want more kids, but the next time has to be with the right womb. You understand? Right womb attached to the right mind. And there's no other option for me. But I happen to be on the less hopeful side of what Nagone was saying. I think it's over.
He may be right.
I think it's a wrap. Because when you look man, this is our situation, brothers. I was just talking about me personally falling, 9 cent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers don't understand what's happening in the world right now. And the fact that we're so unfocused, and we have some brothers out here who are on the right track as far as getting themselves together and getting their finances together. But let me just lay something out for you. You're in a world that's, we call it white supremacy, but the truth of the matter is it's anti-black. You're going to get smoked if you go to China. You're going to get smoked if you go to India. You live in a world that's competing with other Asian people, competing with other Asian people. Other white people competing with other white people. And you got the Hispanics trying to get their way. Everybody's competing right now. Everybody's shifting. They're trying to break into other people's countries and get their foothold. And there's a lot of going on geopolitically in the world. And black men are out here worrying about being the main guy over another brother. And most of that is usually trying to get favor for the women. What I see a lot happening on YouTube, and I mean, maybe y'all can back me up on this. I see a lot of dudes debating each other while the women are sitting back and listening to it and enjoying it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like entertaining them of sorts. It's kind of like dudes fighting in the street, and the girls, girl, look at him. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit I think is going on out here, and we're falling into that. And I don't want to see us fall into that because our situation is dire right now. We have a world that's against us. We have a system that's against us. And then we have a woman who's against us. I want you to think how deep that is. There are third world countries in this world where women don't disrespect their men the way black women disrespect us. I want you to really think about that. There are motherfuckers out here who fish every goddamn day to eat. Ain't got no goddamn teeth in their mouth, and they get more respect from their women than they do. That's fucking not. That's not even a debate. All right, that's just real talk. I hope that shit stings. You feel it in your goddamn heart, because that's your position, black man. That's where you are. I don't care how good I am in my personal life. I don't forget that I have brothers out here, and even though I might be doing well, I'm not really successful because success is a group phenomenon. White men are successful because they're part of a group. That's why they were able to take me from the goddamn 12%, you know what I'm saying, down to 23%. You understand? Without me even being involved in the conversation, without me doing nothing wrong, they were able to do that because they're part of a group. And black men got to understand that we are part of a group. Go ahead, Nagone.
Excellent. Excellent point.
I like to piggyback off what the brother said. If I could.
Hold on, let me get L.A.R. Hold on. Let me get L.A.R. in here, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna circle around and get to everybody.
Okay.
Let me get brother L.A.R. in here. Hold on. Go ahead, brother L.A.R.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna be nice. I'm just gonna say it.
Pull the trigger, L.A.R. Pull the trigger.
And it's gonna be followed by a quick story. Here's a problem that has been disgusting me for a very long time, since I was a child to now. I see too many parents who wait to wake up to be parents when their kids is grown. That gets on my damn nerves. And then when you as you grow and you see this stuff, you begin to notice, oh no, they're not waking up because their kids is grown. That's just the excuse they're gonna get a kid because they didn't want to parent them. So putting a pause on some of these people, we really got to separate who really want to have kids and who want to have pets, or who want to have like trophy kids. Because when I get off here, I still got 2 more videos to make, and one of them actually is titled, "Are we parenting or pampering?" Because a lot of we're not parenting in our community.
Mm-hmm.
We either got a pet or we got a kid that we like, look, you got more than I got because I'm gonna give you the childhood that I didn't have. But you're not teaching these kids shit.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
And then when these kids get grown, it's like, and I even had to cuss on my own parents about this shit because I hate the line, I'm doing the best that I could. I cussed out my mother and my father about that shit because I was like, no, your parents did the best they could. Your ass took that line because you was fucking up and you thought I was going to be able to fall for it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what was happening in our community. Now, quick story is, yesterday was Halloween. My goddaughter, I saw her Halloween costume. And I don't know the little it's a witch or something like that. So she had the costume on, and I saw the picture today. But her face was painted black. And when I saw the picture, because I was on the phone with her mother, but I didn't look at the picture. So I hung up the phone, saw the picture, I had to call her right back. And I said, look, don't you ever put that girl in blackface again. You understand me? And then she got like, wait, what? And then she had to look at the picture. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, you didn't, who put her in the costume? So my goddaughter calls me and I have to explain to her what blackface is. She's in the 4th grade. And then I say, why you call me and you didn't tell her or you didn't call her daddy? Come to find out, she the one that put the damn face paint on her. Now, fast forward a little bit. My goddaughter doesn't want to go to school tomorrow. Like, why? Because she got ponytails. Like, okay. She don't want to go to school because she don't like her ponytails because the girls in her class got weave. My goddaughter's in the 4th grade. See, this is the stupid shit that we call parenting. Now,
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Elio.
I feel like
you gotta say that shit again, man.
Like this is the stupid shit we call parenting.
Oh man, make that shit a soundbite, X. That's a soundbite.
This is, and then if people say, look, we might need to put making kids on pause. I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna shut up. Why y'all acting like putting kids on pause is a bad idea? Because y'all don't like these motherfucking kids no way. You like fucking. Nobody's told you to stop having sex, but you want to act like, oh, if I'm not going to have my kid. Let me explain something to you about people love babies. They don't love kids.
True.
All these people love babies. Let that baby hit 3 years old. You don't love it. That ain't a baby no more. Now you don't love him no more. Now when it's time to go to school, I'm so glad they're in kindergarten. They're out of my hair. When it's time to go to grade school, whoo, count down to high school. When they're in high school, whoo, they're gonna graduate and they're gonna be out of my house, or I ain't gotta pay child support no more. And then when they grow, right, and when they grown, oh, I don't know why you don't know all these things. I don't understand what happened. I mean, I really tried the best I could. I bought you every PlayStation, every tablet, all the video games, every sneaker.
New Jordans.
Oh my God! How don't you know how to budget?
Well, let me, before we go to the next round, before we go to the next round, first of all, I want to tell my audience you need to hit this goddamn like button right here. Okay, let's just start there. But
Brother X, this panel, this live is fucking ridiculous, brother. And excuse my language on that, but this is just ridiculous, brother. Like, I appreciate everybody on this panel. I mean, even anybody who, doesn't agree with me, whatever, it's just ideas. I'm just thinking it's just ideas, but clearly there's people who are soaking up game and thinking we need to get fucking serious and kick in some logic and stop being in our feelings about this. We got so many things we are up against, and a lot of which is just our own people, things we've made accepted into our culture or allowed to be placed in, inserted in. It's a bunch of bullshit. We know we got to get it together. So what I'm saying ain't that crazy if you really think about it. Come on.
Oh no, I want to touch on it. I want to touch on it a little bit, because as we know, as black men, we done went through these stats many times. I mean, only about 40% of us have children anyway. So when you're talking about 40%, okay, of black men who do have children compared to the 80% of black women who have children, of a particular age that have children. We already know that most of these children are being had by one dude with multiple women. I mean, the stats just say that. I mean, you can try to fudge the numbers and say all this nonsense, but when you got like 40% of black men with children and 80% of black women with children, black women are fucking a lot of the same people. Okay, let us be clear right there. So when we talk about cutting down, and I think the reason why people rub up against that when we talk about cutting down on procreation, we're really talking more so to black women because they have more kids than black men do. Okay, that's just a statistical fact. All right, so that's where the rub comes in, because it's almost like we're telling women what to do with their bodies and all this kind of stuff, and we can talk about that on another night. But I think that's where the rub comes in with people. They don't want you to tell a woman, oh, don't have a baby. Oh, maybe not have a baby till you're married. Maybe not have a baby till you have a career. Because most women, especially in the black society, they don't want to hear that shit. Because see, we live in this society. We live in a society where if you see a woman, say she's 30 years old, and she goes somewhere amongst people that she knows, especially people she haven't seen in a while, the first thing they're going to ask her is, do you have any kids? They're not going to ask her if she has a fucking husband. They're not going to say, oh, are you married? No, the first thing they're going to fucking say is, oh, you don't have any kids? And look at her like, she's an alien because she's 30 and she don't have 4 babies already, even though her fucking hands are null of any type of fucking gold jewelry. So that's the society we live in. I heard my friend, Sister Ali. Okay, peace. What's up, Sister Shahrazad Ali? She told me this a long time ago. She said, she said, the difference between black women and white women. She said the differences aren't that stark. She said, but one of the main differences between black women and white women is that when a black woman goes to college and a white woman goes to college, a white woman goes to college to find a husband, to find a man. She says a black woman, though, she goes to fucking college to prove that she don't need a man. So this is the society that we live in. So the whole premise that Brother AM1 is talking about, that's where the rub is.
Hey, we just
rub
saw
is
this with
there.
Brett Kavanaugh. We just saw this with Brett Kavanaugh.
That's
all
where
those
the
women,
rub
even though they
is.
got raped and treated like shit, they was there to get their husbands.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because see, we don't live in a society where our daughters, and I've said this many, many times before, our daughters aren't really being groomed to be people's wives, especially the ones that are being raised by these ratchet, always in the trap house, always in the club, ghetto hoes. They're not. They weren't groomed to be anybody's wife, so of course they're not grooming their daughters to be someone's wife. All they doing is pumping them out, okay, and holding them on their hip till they can walk, and then they're done until the next brother comes along, squirts another one in them, and then the cycle starts all over again. Then she look up. She's 45 years old and she got 7 of them, 7 kids, 0 husbands, no life. Her life is fucking ruined, and 9 times out of 10, she often ruins the lives of these children. So if we look beyond the emotional part of what Brother A1 is saying, it may seem like population control, but in a sense, it would be poverty control, because we know 78% of the people that live in poverty are who? Women who live with children, single women with children. That's like 78% of the poverty. That's it. I mean, y'all can look that up. So, and when we talk about these things, it bothers us, man, because we don't want to tell anybody what to do. We don't want to suggest anything that might be hard. But what people don't understand, often us black folks, is that for us to gain any real momentum, we're going to have to make some tough decisions. We may not have to necessarily make the decisions that A1 is suggesting, but we're going to have to make some tough decisions for it to be some goddamn change. I mean, that's just the way it is. I know you want to say something, Brother B.M.T. So we're gonna go to B.M.T, then we're gonna go to Info Man, then back to Brother A1, then we'll go down the line again. Go ahead, Brother B.M.T. Is he still there? I don't know. He drinking that stuff. He on that brown. He might have passed out.
No, I'm still conscious. Shit. If I got drink the goddamn combat, I know I can drink.
Yeah.
On that brown.
Shit, half the damn bottle of damn Seagram is almost gone now.
Oh, he on that white.
Oh, you're in the white now?
Yeah.
Oh, in the singles, yeah. He like gin, baby.
All right, so and here's
no orange juice. God damn.
No, none here. That's how bad this conversation is. They're making me drink like this. The irony of it all that I want to show y'all, and y'all proved it right. What M1 is already saying is already happening. What M1 is already saying is already happening. Because right now, what are black men talking about and doing now? They're talking about getting skills. They're talking about getting trade. They're talking about doing what? Leaving the black community. They're talking about being not wasteful with their sperm and being very, very careful. This is why black men are coming into our chat and actually networking. This is why black men are going abroad. Okay, so we can agree on that. This is why black men are already doing what N1 is already saying. But now it comes down to the point the Ray Rays and Pookies are not going to leave. They're not going to leave. They're like radioactive cockroaches. They're not going to leave the black community. So when it comes down to the sacrifices is for black men, and whatever black woman grabs your coattail and leaves with you, are you willing to let go of the black community? Because by the time you go on your Odyssey journey and find yourself, build up your career, Ray Ray and Pookie, poor people have nothing but time to fuck. That's all they got time to do. Fuck and keep on fucking up shit. Can you fully commit to go back to what is left? But let's be real. The time you're going to school to get that degree or get that business running, that shit takes time. That shit takes time. Can you honestly say if we commit to what N1 blueprint, by the time you get back, are you going to try to salvage that or whatever is left of the black community? Or are you going to say, fuck Sodom and Gomorrah? This is real, people. That's all I got to ask y'all. Because ain't like what N1 said is wrong. I don't disagree. But a lot of men are already doing that. But Ben said, I ain't going back. I'm going to go get me a white woman. I'm going to go get me that Peruvian. Hell, I'm getting out of the country. That's all I got to say. I'm going back to drinking.
Brother Info Man.
Let me see. I like some of what the brother said. Let me just say, if we engage in this type of strategy, which I believe black men are doing at this time, because I know friends that I have, brothers that I've gone to school with, they got a whole different perspective. Some of the brothers that I went to school with, they're part of that 2.5 million black men that have moved into the upper middle class. And they're saying they got too much to lose to be impregnating women, multiple women, and getting involved with the wrong type of women. And I said this before, when it comes to dealing with the kind of woman you want in your life, you need to look at a lot of everything about that woman. What does she put in her body? What's her diet? What's her exercise routine? Does she read or spend more time talking about purses and makeup and things of that nature and reality shows? And so when you look at the black, I don't call it the black community because it's not a community. A community is the coming together of people under one accord and philosophy of culture. Black people, I don't know if we even have that because it seems like our culture is so engrenched in all this dysfunction. And I heard brothers say earlier that black people like the dysfunction. You're absolutely right. I notice if I do videos that are about something that's going to help black people, I'm getting less views on that than if I do something that's got all type of drama and strive on it and argument. Black people love it. So when you look and assess those behaviors and the Pookies and Ray Rays, who I'm going to say this straight up, I believe from my observation dealing with a Pookie and Ray Ray and have seen Pookies and Ray Rays, that you have black women in some of these communities who reinforce the psychology of the Pookie and Ray Ray, which to me is false masculinity. And some black women see it as true masculinity when it's actually false masculinity. And these Pookie and Ray Rays will attack brothers such as ourselves who go to school, who try to better ourselves, whatever we do, trades. And they would try to say that we are the problem because they can't hold a straight conversation. They don't want to be held accountable for their fuckery just the way some of our women don't, right? And they capitulate to these type of black women. And then black women in turn shield these kind of cats, give them a way out. When I look at that landscape and I say, if I'm working hard over here, I can't go back to that community and fix that which is dysfunctional. Unfortunately, my focus is children, the youth. But if I can't go in that community and be co-signed by that community that, you know what, you are the example that we want. If that community will not co-sign and back up what I'm trying to do or what we're trying to do, then we can't be a part of that black community is not for us. It's not a community, and we can't go back and salvage it and fix it. We need to catch on with those that are like-minded and stick with those that are like-minded. I'm going to say this final statement. We must learn black men and black people to discriminate for the best. That means we say on O'Shea show, some folks got to be off the goddamn football team. Ain't that right? AL movement. We said that. Some folks got to be cut off the goddamn football team. It's just that simple. I'll end there.
And everybody gonna make the squad. Gonna make the squad.
Nope. Well, let me circle back around to brother AM1.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll save the question for the next round. Go ahead. Let me get to everybody else. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I mean, it's just interesting to listen to what everybody's been saying because I didn't even really kind of get into the real thick of the whole thought process. I know it's multi-leveled, it's multi-dimensional, there's a lot of things to it, but you guys got to understand the main point of it is this: if we are focusing a high level of our time trying to level ourselves up and make ourselves more agile and more of a benefit and resource to everybody else, be able to help people get jobs or move up in careers or game up younger folks. And if we start doing this at a younger and younger age groups versus being drawn into mainstream media shit, young ladies, Cardi B, all, you know what I mean? Just all these different things that are distracting us, pulling us in multiple directions, understanding just, I mean, if we want to talk just since the 80s and the crack era, come on. I mean, just within a full spectrum strata of Black folks, Black America, the high level folks with a lot of money, don't really care about what's going on to a certain degree. The middle class sort of folks have the ability to maybe do something about it, but are too distracted with a lot of different things or just being complacent. And the people sort of at the bottom, if you want to look at it that way, don't either have the will or the knowledge to even understand how bad it is. So, I mean, what are we to do here? Like, it's ridiculous. Um, I don't know. I think we got to get serious about this. And all I'm saying is this: if we focus high percentage for a few years, that we won't even be having time to be worrying about essentially what is just another resource drain. I mean, that's what it is. We got to be honest about this. So I don't know why it's such a hard idea to wrap people's minds around just really sacrificing some fun, some entertainment. I mean, this is a multi-level thing. We need to really be focusing on new technologies, learning, leveling up while not worrying so much about procreation or even coupling. You know what I mean? It's like all hands on deck. Come on. That's all I'm saying.
Lady Ruby. She's still there?
I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly what the question was.
Well, this is just kind of a free round where we're just kind of conversating about the result of taking on brother AN1's proposal.
Okay. Well, I mean, just the thing that just kept ringing in my mind over and over again as we've been speaking this whole time is a major point. I was actually having this debate on another panel. I think AM1 was actually on that panel. I'm not sure. But it was about how do you get change to happen? And the thing is that, there's a common consensus kind of that, people got to change their mentality so that way the behaviors change. And I propose that, behavior has to change first and then the mindset changes will follow, right? We're talking about the fact that what we need right now is for this rapid, wild procreation to stop. And we need that to stop before the mindset changes, right? We need that to stop before everyone gets on board, before there's a universal code, before there's anything. We need the behavior to change because we need something to happen. And it needs to happen pretty drastically so we can start getting things under control. And that's the way it's got to be as far as everything. I mean, at the end of the day, when we're looking at any aspect in the dysfunction in the Black community, if everybody were to just tense the muscle and engage in the behavior, even though it was incredibly uncomfortable, their mindset eventually would follow. It's like any other thing that we need to change that's major, whether it's an addiction. When addicts, what happens? They have to hit rock bottom first. And in a moment of weakness, they decide to go and jump into some program, which then what? Modifies their behavior, controls their behavior for them. They didn't magically have a mindset change. That's why they have to take that moment of weakness. I hit rock bottom to go and put themselves somewhere where it's going to modify their behavior. So that way they have a chance to then change the mindset that's going behind it to hopefully have a chance to continue doing that. But we don't think about it that way. We think about the fact that, well, no, we should just wake up tomorrow and have an epiphany, even though, you're still engaging in all of those negative behaviors that are driving our community further and further down into the pits. So, whether it's, in our relationships, in your relationship, if you're sitting there and you're still engaging in all of the behaviors that makes your spouse very, very happy and then going, but I'm unhappy, and I really would like you to change something, but you're still giving them everything. The behavior hasn't changed at all. So they're supposed to just go, you know what? Well, actually, I suddenly have grown a conscience now, and even though I'm completely satisfied and this is completely working for me, just because you say it's not working for you, okay, I'll change something. Normally what happens is your behavior changes, right? The behavior changes. Now their behavior has to change. Well, you know what? Now that they have to start doing something different, they got to start packing their own lunch. They got to find their own way to work now, whatever the case is. Now they go, hey, you know what? I'm really uncomfortable with this new way of living. Maybe it's time for me to sit down and think about the fact that if they were feeling uncomfortable and this is how they were feeling, maybe I should change my mindset too. People don't make changes unless they're uncomfortable. Comfortable people don't change. And it's a funny thing to say when we're talking about the Black community, because being in the Black community is not comfortable. I don't think, as a man or as a woman, we can sit there and say, oh no, we're very comfortable. Every aspect of being Black and Black in America is a comfortable feeling. It's an incredibly uncomfortable thing. But we are comfortable in our discomfort. I think it was B.M.T that said earlier, was talking about that concept of learned helplessness syndrome. I mean, it's a syndrome. You can shock a dog a million times. If it's trapped in a metal cage, eventually it'll stop trying to escape. Even if you open the door and then start shocking it, it's not going anywhere. Why? It's learned it can't escape. It's now comfortable with those unbearable, painful shocks. It was painful at the beginning. Now it's just part of life. So, in a lot of ways, as much as, once you're awake, once you're out of it, once you get it, you're uncomfortable. You got to remember there's a lot of people that are still trapped asleep and they're still very comfortable. They're very comfortable in where they are. And as much as they'll pay lip service to it, they're going to say that, oh yeah, no, this is bad. Well, when something terrible or tragic happens, especially if it touches them, they're going to go, this is outrageous. Something needs to change. And then eventually they just slip back into their old ways. Why? Because the old behaviors haven't changed. That mentality, that mindset change that happened temporarily because their child was gunned down in the street. You know what I mean? Because some tenement owner lit their building on fire for insurance money or whatever has happened to them. That temporary mindset change wasn't enough. The behavior change has to be engaged in, and it's going to be really uncomfortable at first. It'll be tensing a muscle at first, but if you change the behavior first, that mindset's going to follow.
I would say this: changing people's behavior is about one of the most difficult things that you can do. It's not a fast, quick thing. Behavior that we've seen throughout history, really changing how people act, takes years. Takes a while. It's one thing to shock people, with the cage and go to war and these kind of things. We found that even that doesn't necessarily change people that quickly. So it takes a while. It certainly takes a while. I think any real changes we're looking to make here in our society and quickly is going to take a while. And I think it might be a little bit easier if the birth rates drop, and then when you bring new people in after the birth rates start to go up again, you can make changes a little easier that way.
But how does the birth rate stop? The birth rates drop when behavior changes, right? No, but I'm just saying behavior has to change for the birth rates to drop. That's all I'm saying. So someone's going to do that.
Well, we're already seeing birth rates drop. They're dropping right now.
Right. So behavior changes.
They're dropping right now. And I think a lot of the behavior that's changing is, first of all, there's a lot of economic aspects to this as well. The millennial generation certainly is not as well off from the standpoint of how things were for the generation that came before, just because of the nature of the changes of what's going on in the economy. So some of these changes are based on the fact that the economics have changed. All right, so that's changing somewhat of what's going on. All right. We also saw a lot of stuff going on because, there was a lot of drug issues and some of these things that were going on in our community that were creating a lot of real problems. And what happened with that? A lot of people died off. A lot of craziness went down. And all of a sudden, things started to change a little bit from there. So we're seeing this generation actually respond to some of those issues that happened the generation before that did a lot of damage. So, it's is it behavior, or is it, some of the horrible circumstances that kind of came about that's changed some things? It has, but it's taken a generation to do that. So that's not overnight. It's just something that's going to change in a generation of time. As you look at the numbers and start to look at how this is actually starting to come about. So that's why I say it's not an overnight thing. But that's why I say I have some hope that things can change a little bit, even though I know Jay Sean and a few others are saying this shit is over. And, they very well may be right. I'm not going to say that they're wrong, but from the numbers that I see, and I do look at the numbers, fairly closely, more people are getting educated in the Black community. Crime rates are going down. People, are tending to live a little bit longer. We're seeing some positivity there. We're seeing people are well employed right now, and if we can keep the economy going and certain things, there's some things that we can really look at. Our educational levels are actually increasing in many respects. So there's some good things that I do see. The relationship game is tough. A lot of Black people are not having babies. So, as I said, I think that's also fairly good as well, right, for right now. And I think that could be turned around when certain other things come into place. But, that's basically my view on some of this as of right now. I'm not as pessimistic. Some are very pessimistic right now, and I don't blame them. But that's just my take on it.
Hey, can I add to that real quick? Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I just want to answer what he said because
go ahead, Jay Sean, and I'm gonna go to you. Then I'm gonna finish the roundup with brother L.A.R. Let him.
Yeah, I want to be real quick, man. I just want to say I'm not really pessimistic. What it is with me, the goal is that I just don't see a way of working with this chick. You understand? It's too far gone. And then we got brothers who have been raised by this chick who are not in the right mind. Think about what I'm saying. Think about all the spats we've seen on YouTube. I agree. Brothers just not able to work. You know what I'm saying? It's just a wrap. So it's not pessimism with me. What it is for me is actually a new hope. I'm on some Star Wars shit. This is a new hope. We got to create something new. I see an opportunity. I see a new age of hip hop. You know what I mean? We created something out of nothing. You know what I mean? Where we informed each other and we created a new set of mind. Where we from, Nagone? Where we from, Nagone?
New York, my nigga.
Exactly. So you saw what happened in the late 70s, 80s. You saw what we were on. You saw the music. You saw how we talked to each other. There was a different nigga that popped up out of that situation, out of the crack 80s and out of the burnt out 70s, and you know what I'm saying?
The heroin
we created something.
We did. Yeah,
and it was a man thing.
Yeah.
All right. We didn't care about what the females thought. We created hip hop. We set the standards, and they came along. You know what I'm saying? With it, and that's my mentality. We build it, they'll come. They'll be all right. AM is right. He's taking the right direction. A lot of brothers got to take the same direction. You have to protect your seed, especially a system that's going to give women power through your seed over your ass.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I think you and I, something? We kind of saying the same. We kind of saying somewhat of the same thing. I see where you're coming from a little bit. This, out of this chaos and going at there may be a new opportunity. I'm saying I'm a little hopeful in some respect. All right. I understand exactly where you're coming from. Yeah. Do we need to protect our seed? You damn right we do.
Yeah, we got to train Luke, nigga. It's new hope, nigga. Let's go.
Yeah, no. Jay Shine, we on the same page, bro. All right. Fair enough. All right. Fair enough.
I want to finish this round up with brother L.A.R. Go ahead, brother L.A.R.
It's almost 11 o'clock. And that means I could really just actually talk how I want to.
Man, you can talk how you want to at any time on DXL, brother.
No, I just want to make sure I'm trying to be mannerable.
Anytime.
So this is how. Okay, fuck it. Listen, we have a community that has been rewarding stupid motherfuckers for a very long time. And what it is we're at a point where the stupid motherfuckers like, what do you mean? I can't speak. I must be smart because I'm stupid enough to get you to pay for me being a stupid motherfucker. You're not gonna pay for me to be stupid no more? Like, oh, that's the point, you dumbass. But you're starting to see people like, bucking back at it, like, wait a minute. Well, you're not real. If you're not gonna be a stupid motherfucker like me. So okay. So if you were so smart, how come you can't fix this shit yourself? and then that's where we have the problem. Because what's really going on is you're seeing people who felt like they were geniuses by being dumbasses, and now they can't. We're getting older because you could tell we're probably gonna live older than our parents and grandparents, and now it ain't cool to look at your life and look at you being a stupid motherfucker for 40, 50 years in a row, and then go, you know, I was just young then. You stopped when you was 56 at doing that shit. You wasn't just young then. But these same people want to do what my grandmother used to call she's like, you know, I got old and now I want to be a good person so I can get into heaven. See, we're not buying that shit no more. And now everybody is scrambling like roaches when the lights come on, because now it's like, wait a minute. You know, well, then white folks gonna let me be a fuck boy. They'll pay me, so I'm gonna go over there. But when they throw me back, I'm pro-black. This is the community that we dealing in. And when it comes to the kids, how the fuck we gonna educate these kids? We don't even take the time to know what the fuck our kids like. How we gonna send them to school to get educated in some shit that we don't even know if they like or not? You know, we forget one simple thing. You know how you recruit people to become things that aren't in sports and entertainment? Let them meet somebody who enjoys their occupation. But we don't expose our children to enough shit for them to say, oh, I want to do that. But you're going to send their ass to school now, paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a semester, not a year, a semester, to learn some shit that they can Google. You can get your kid a trade by the time they get out of high school. You can get them a pilot's license while they're in high school. You can actually get them fucking skills that they could use. But you know what? You don't want to do that. Well, we don't want to do that. I shouldn't say you. We don't want to do that. Because you know what? It ain't as important as the concert Saturday fucking night. But then again, we want these same kids who are raised by us idiots to fucking be geniuses when they turn 18 and bail us out of the bullshit we gave them. And if that don't work, you know, Jesus paid it all. He gonna come back. You know, the Anunnaki gonna come back. You know, Superman is gonna come. Nigga, really?
God damn.
And I'm gonna say this.
Yo, hold up, man. I can't take this shit no more, man. L.A.R, come on, man. This nigga be slow cooking all night. He's also crock pot cooking most of the community night. This nigga's been crock potting. He crock potting the community tonight. This nigga's slow cooking this.
I really don't like it, because at the end of the day, what I see is, and I don't address the women a lot anymore, but what I see from the men is, I see a bunch of guys who act like they want war until you really want to bring them war, and then they bitch up.
Oh shit.
And that's a problem to me, because women go, oh, he's so sexy. Oh, he an alpha man. Okay, bring that motherfucker to my house at 7 o'clock. We're gonna see what's popping. Well, see, brother, we need to talk, and we need to converse about how we need to come together. I don't want to hear that shit. You was a gangster 10 minutes ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your Crime Stopper ass now when you was John Gotti 10 minutes ago.
Oh shit.
But I digress. Jesus paid it all. He paid it all.
Well, this is the shit, man. And you know, we're talking about brothers being fed up, right? Now, I'm glad that brothers is fed up, no matter what they fed up with. If they fed up with black hoes, if they fed up with other black dudes, if they fed up with black society, if they fed up with how black people are today. But see, what I want to see is this. I want to see the brothers that are fed up. If you fed up with this woman and you don't got no kids with her, be fed up enough to get the fuck away from her. don't stay there. Don't continue to be there. If you fed up with this woman and you got kids with her, try to make it so when you leave, you take that fucking kid with you. Okay? If you fed up and you not with a woman and you got a kid by her, get that fucking kid. All right? If you fed up with black society, if you fed up with these fucking neighborhoods, get your babies out of that goddamn neighborhood. Be fed up enough to say, you know what? Not only do I want better for my little ones, I want better for me. I want brothers to be that fed up. I don't want brothers to just be fed up and just keep saying they fed up. I want them to be fed up and do the shit that indicates that they fed up. Because we can be fed up all we want. We can be fed up with our neighborhood. But if we continue to fucking live there, what good is being fed up? We can be fed up with the hoes that we got around us. But what good is being fed up with these hoes if we still fucking them? You understand? You understand?
Can I make a quick add on to that? For
Go
some
ahead,
people
brother,
who don't want to be so fed up that even if you can't do those things, you can show your children a lifestyle different from the fuckery that they live in.
Exactly. Exactly. I think that most black people should be fed up with some of the shit that we see around us. And like so many people have stated on here tonight, that it's people like the people on this panel, okay, who are fed up. The problem is, I don't think it's enough of us that's fed up. I don't think it's enough of us. I mean, we got people who talk like they fed up, but their actions don't say that they're fed up. They're fed up with the women, but they still fucking placating to them. They fed up with the bullshit, but they still living within the bullshit and still being a part of the bullshit. So they can say they're fed up, but that doesn't mean they're actually fed up, because their actions indicate different. You know, I mean, because they do certain shit in real life, but they play something else on fucking YouTube. On YouTube, they're a fucking psychologist, a relationship counselor, a social scientist, a fucking professor, a fucking scholar, a doctor, a lawyer, a fucking astronaut. They're all this shit on YouTube. But in real life, these same motherfuckers that's telling you how you should live your life, their lives are fucked up. Okay, they ain't taking care of their motherfucking kids. They living in fucking mama's basement. They driving grandma's fucking car. These motherfuckers ain't got no money. They fucking broke. No money in the bank. They ain't doing shit. But they study telling you shit. Telling you do this, do that, do this, do that. Talking about the net worth of a fucking woman. A lot of these motherfuckers, their net worth is less than a fucking woman's $5 fucking net worth, because these motherfuckers ain't got no money. You know a motherfucker ain't got too much money when he still living with his mama. Okay, you still live with your mama, motherfucker. You ain't got too much money because you can't even afford a place. Now you can say, "Oh, I live with my mom to save money." Bullshit, motherfucker. Don't save money. Move the fuck out. Be a man. Live on your goddamn own. Don't give me that bullshit. A lot of these motherfuckers driving grandma on car. Okay, they driving grandma on car. They living in mama house. Okay, mama still buying their cigarettes. The motherfuckers still yelling upstairs from the basement, "Mama, we out of cereal." They still living like that. But these motherfuckers are telling you how to live life. I'm fed up with that shit. I'm fed up with motherfuckers coming on media telling other people how to live their fucking lives. Okay, when this motherfucker's in the basement all fucking day on YouTube in his fucking boxes trying to give you life tips. Motherfucker, you can't tell me shit about my life, nigga. I don't live with my mama. Okay? Every motherfucking thing around me has my name on it. Everything around me has my name on it. Motherfucker, if you wanna tell me how to live life, motherfucker, if you want to tell me what to do when I'm on my channel, first and foremost, motherfucker, you need to come in and pay my internet bill. Secondly, you need to pay my goddamn light bill. But I know you ain't, because a lot of you motherfuckers ain't paying your own internet bill or your own light bill. Light's in mama name. Light in your hoe's name. Light is in grandma's name. And so is your goddamn internet. A lot of you motherfuckers ain't even paying for that. But you want to get up here and tell people life tips. I don't need your fucking life tips, brother. I don't need your life tips, sister. I don't need them. Your life tips are irrelevant to me because when I close this motherfucking computer, all you motherfuckers evaporate like motherfucking mist on a sidewalk in August. So don't tell me shit
X.
about
you.
the goddamn
Damn,
life
X.
because I
Damn.
don't need you motherfuckers life advice.
Somebody pour some water on this dude. It's fire too fucking
But
hot. This bitch, god
like
damn.
that.
yeah.
Can I say this?
He's my
Yeah,
brother.
go ahead.
Shit.
Go ahead,
Just a
brother
quick.
Jay Sean.
God damn, man! I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I just want to add, I'm not debating with no chick who ain't got shit neither.
Nope.
A fucking bitch
Nope.
who ain't got nothing.
Say it, Jay
I'm tell you
Sean.
something, man. I'm in a 31 square foot house, just me and my daughter. I want to. What the fuck I'm debating you for, bitch?
Fuck that project.
For what? What we debating about? I step in the world whether my hair's cut or not as an African. What the fuck am I debating you for?
That's going on all day.
Man,
Anyway,
there's no need to debate.
I ain't debating no bitch. I'm sorry. I gotta say that. You know what I mean? I'm about black men getting our shit together and leading. You build it, they will come. I think it was Information Man who said it about building shit. You build it and they will come. That's how it works. You build it and they will come. They have no fucking choice, man. Right now, we getting caught up in bitch mess. I don't give a fuck what they think. You understand? I don't care.
Nope.
Fuck them.
You can't care.
This black man ain't this, blah, 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 blah. Fuck them. Let them do that.
Yeah,
It's a free country. They can talk all they
continue
want.
to do that.
All you do is handle your business, and when their mouth is open wide, you put a dick in it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care what they think. That's it, man. Now, for our sisters who are really down for us, we know who they are because they show us deference, they show us respect, they show class, and over time, they prove it to be so. But those who ain't got shit, who are sitting there with their hands on their fucking hip, talking about black men this and black men ain't that, can follow the red ball. Shut the fuck up.
Absolutely. What I want all of y'all to do, because everybody on this panel is a moderator in my chat, go ahead and post your link. So post a link to your channel so people want to hit you up. They want to come on down there, subscribe. All of y'all are mods. Everybody on this panel is a mod. So go ahead, put your information in there if you want to, so people can hit you up if they're not already subscribed to you already. Go ahead and put your YouTube link in the chat, because I ain't doing it. God damn it. Go ahead and put your damn YouTube in there so they can hit you up, subscribe to your channel, and holler at you if they want to. I wanna ask everybody on the panel this, because we talking about black men being fed the hell up with bullshit. Let me ask you this. I'm gonna start off with brother AM1, then I'm gonna tell y'all the order so y'all ain't jumping on top of each other. I'm gonna go to AM1, and I'm gonna go to B.M.T, Lady Ruby, Info Man, Jay Sean, L.A.R, and Nagone. All right. So let me ask everybody on the panel this. Do you believe that us as black folks in black society, should we be fed up with white folks? Should we be fed up with white folks? And when I say white folks, I don't just mean, your white neighbor down the street. I mean the white power structure. And if you want to go so far as, the white supremacy boogeyman that we hear about all the time. Should we be fed up with that? And I'll start off with brother AM1.
Wow, that's an interesting question. Well, I would say based on the history of this country and how we kind of got going here, yeah, we definitely should be fed up. We should be fed up from being held back in a lot of ways from wealth and resources, and being bombarded with psychological and chemical warfare. Yeah, we should definitely be fed up with that. But more so, we should be taking that fed upness and that frustration and using that to focus and saying, look, we're not going to do anything to weaponize our own wants and desires against ourselves. We're going to detach from their communication lines, their mainstream media, their entertainment, them using our own people and our talent and our charisma to weaponize that shit against us. We're going to unplug from all of that. The sports, they're using our best and brightest talent as far as athleticism and using that to distract us every damn week, every weekend, and then further using that to create other political conflict and chaos. So yeah, we should be fed up with a lot of that, and we should be really looking at all of these different things that they're using against us and sorting that shit out and getting serious and saying, let's focus on undoing these things that are pinning us all down before anything else, before romance and personal attention and all that. To use an extreme analogy, if we're in a war, enemies advancing on us, we're in the trenches. Are we focused on this enemy that's coming at us, or am I looking over to young lady next to me and thinking, oh, that booty looks big? You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be in the trenches with that person? Come on. Do you want to have a bunch of troops running around on the battlefield, untrained, unorganized, friendly fire, that type of shit, against an enemy that's very well seasoned and very well organized? Yeah, we should definitely be fed up, and we should be getting serious versus worrying about other things. That's all I'm kind of saying. Go on ahead.
Brother B.M.T.
Yep, I'm here. I don't fuck with the white man. I can just say that. And to be able to say that is such a liberating feeling. And I would tell black men to say fuck the white man and start learning how to stand on your own. I've been watching it with politics. I ain't gonna lie, I'm conservative. And nothing infuriates me more when I see black men run and chase after the white man's dick for some type of coattail approval. It's like looking at a bunch of Kanye's saying they've been used. Niggas look so fucking weak. It just hurts my soul all the way down to my Geechee roots. And it's not just on the Republican side. It's all political fronts. It's like after some point, black man, when do you get tired of fucking with the white man and being his bitch? I'm saying it's not going to be an easy come up. Yes, we've been fucked over countless times. And yes, I am done tired of him. I don't even like shit. I got to the point when they were trying to put some kind of transgender faggot shit. Excuse my language. All right, let me put that back. Stop me drinking. When they were trying to push that shit on my kids about same-sex gender, you can go in whatever bathroom you want. I said, hell to the fucking no. I pulled my kids out of school that same fucking week. I didn't bring them back. I homeschooled my kids. Now, I'm not saying you got that type of authority, but see, you got to be committed to this type of shit. Because that's how they play ball. If you don't know anything, and I'm surprised some of y'all brothers haven't done the lesson on it, they've already passed HR 1242. Some of y'all brothers who are very educational, look it up. They're about to rewrite and teach you Black American history, but not by your narrative. Understand that this is very detrimental. They've already signed a contract with Ghana. Now all of a sudden the Ghanaian president wants your black ass to go to Africa all of a sudden because the American military is in there. Understand this, the white man does no longer see the black man as a fucking threat. So at some point, you got to say, are you tired of being used like a yo-yo and thrown away, pulled back, and thrown away and pulled back? That shit with Kanye hugging up and saying, this is my father figure, every white man must have got a fucking hard on when they heard that shit. I don't bow to no white man. I don't bow to no white bitch, and I don't bow to no black woman. This is the point that we're at, black men. This is the final frontier. This is like the rebel army. Ain't shit, nobody's coming for your black ass. And this is how serious it's gotten. If our ancestors were to see us today, could they honestly want to say, I claim that as my child? But honestly, I think they'd rather just go right back in their grave and say, fuck this shit. Y'all better off in slavery. But this is where we're at. If you want to show that you want to go against the white man, go get your fucking education. Pick up some skills and some trade. Don't be afraid to fall on your own. Invest in yourself. Get your money right. Get your children back. Do whatever the fuck you got to do. if you got to pull 12-hour shifts, if you got to stay up and put in extra hours, if you got to go scratch and do whatever the hell you got to do, go without a few meals. I know what it's like to eat goddamn ramen noodle and goddamn bologna for goddamn 3 goddamn months. How determined are you to get the fuck out of your goddamn struggle? A lot of y'all talk that good shit, and y'all like hearing those goddamn fucking successful stories, but you ain't willing to go through whatever you gotta go through to get your success, your success. Goddamn, I'm drinking too fucking much. Some slaves had to walk barefoot all the way through goddamn states just to get to freedom while the freezing cold. My granddaddy didn't get shoes until he was goddamn 36-year-old man. By that time, his feet were like goddamn shoes itself. Black men, we done had it hard, but see, they made you docile and weak. And I had my time where I felt docile and weak, but I said, holy fuck. This is not what I was brought here for. That's why I told my son, you are here on this earth to fight. And if you ain't willing to fight, you need to shut the fuck up and sit down and be some docile bitch. This is why our women don't respect us. But so many men have done fall prey to being docile. I don't want to see our men weak anymore. I don't want to see y'all begging and asking for scraps and shit. Either you stand up and fight for your believe in and say, yo, I'm willing to die. And one is trying to build his own business. Goddamn, Prophet is building his own business. I got my own shit. Goddamn, Information got his own degree. Goddamn, L.A.R. got his own shit. Everybody on this panel got their own shit going for themselves. And ain't nobody gave us shit. You want your promised land? Be willing to fight for it. Not that, shut the fuck up. Go ahead and talk, y'all. I shut the fuck up. I'm going back to drinking. I don't need to talk too damn much.
Lady Ruby.
You know, should we be fed up with white people? We should have been fed up with white people. I think that, to me, at least that answer is obvious. I think we should be fed up with our obsession with white people. I'm fed up with our obsession of white people. I'm fed up with us honestly believing that white people in North America are the standard of everything. The way that they think is a standard of intelligence. The way that they move is the standard of grace. The way that they look is the standard of beauty. The way that they act is the standard of masculine or properness or whatever. I'm tired of us holding white people up to this standard and saying, well, they are insert something good here, and we should aspire to be them. We are the only group that sits there and honestly idolizes this group of people. And we're not even idolizing them under objective measurements. It's not like we've scoured the globe and, we've accumulated all the results, and they really are the most intelligent, objectively based, even on their own measures, on their own scales. They aren't the most intelligent, even based on their own scales, which are obviously biologically driven based on golden ratios and stuff. They aren't the most beautiful. So why it is that somehow or another, even though they never actually objectively fall at the top of the scale, we somehow or another are obsessed with them. We are somehow or another, and I don't mean each individual person, I mean collectively as a group, we are obsessed over them, but they don't really have anything that we actually want or need in order for us to have any of the things that we want or need to be. So, I think we should be fed up with that. I think that when we hear our little girl, and this isn't really my story to tell, but, it really touched me. When we hear our little girls, Jay Shine was telling this story the other day, say, oh, I want my hair to be like little black Barbie dolls, or, you know what I mean? Oh, I want my hair to be like the little girl in my classroom that has straight, long hair. That should make us disgusted with ourselves, that, we have done such a piss poor job of self-love and teaching them self-love and modeling self-love that they seriously look at this straight, boring hair that doesn't do anything, that isn't really good for anything the way our hair is, and are idolizing it to the point where they hate their own hair and they want that hair. You know, we should be looking at ourselves and thinking, why are we holding that weak, piddly guy with the red face that gets blustered really easily? We're holding him up as a standard of success or masculinity or strength. Why? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Look at our men. Our boys are born with like unbridled, unrestrained strength and power and charisma, and yet somehow or another we're not teaching our men and our women to look at that and to admire that. You know what I mean? We're not teaching our men and women to look at ourselves as the powerhouses that we really are, and basically every level, because we're so busy objectifying ourselves and trying to look at ourselves through the lens of the white person to see what the white person thinks, to see if the white person would accept us, to see if the white person would deem us valuable. And nothing that we say or do is valuable unless it gets the nod of approval. And I think we should really be fed up with that, because until we are fed up ultimately with that standard, until we are so fed up with that standard that we aren't willing to propagate any of it anymore, we aren't willing in any way, shape, or form to engage in that at all anymore, I really don't see things changing.
Brother Info Man.
I'm gonna say some things that people may not like, and I don't give a damn. We look at white people, we're looking through the lens of white people, because we have been culturally conditioned in America to see white as superior, black as inferior. And as a manifestation of that cultural conditioning, we will underestimate, undervalue, and marginalize each other. White people do it to us. And one of the reasons why we should be frustrated, we hear black people saying that they're frustrated, but anytime a white person can kill 9 beautiful black people in a church, and then black people turn around and sing in a church and say, we shall overcome, and let's forgive them. Anytime a black man is shot in South Carolina as well, and his family gets on CNN and they're singing spiritual hymns, the reason why we're not where we should be in terms of our frustration, we may be frustrated on this panel and have our shit on the right dime, but the overall community, in my opinion, is not, for one reason, and one reason amongst many other, is religion. Black people have been pasteurized, sauteed, seasoned with, peppered with religion ideology. And religious ideology teaches you to be passive, turn the other cheek. We've also were indoctrinated with a white Jesus, a guy who, by all accounts, if you do the research, did not exist. But that's another story for another day. Told you I'm going to make people upset.
Facts.
And so we have been conditioned by a white Jesus, blue-eyed and blonde hair, and then we wonder why today black people still are running around trying to get white people to love us, trying to get white people to accept us. This is why when white men or white people attack us and then it goes to court, you'll have Negroes that will hug their attacker in court. You'll have Negroes that will apologize. You'll have Negroes who can't get into their apartment and they'll tell everybody, don't give the white woman a hard time, because we are in love with their woman. We're in love with their culture. We want to be the same. We're all carrying the names of these slave masters. So that shows you how deep the psychology is, that I'm just as guilty. We're all still wearing this name that came off of a damn plantation. So that shows you how deep the psychology goes of black people and our pathology. This is why we still strive to get acceptance by white people. I'm afraid, brothers, that we should be frustrated, but the masses of our people in some way or shape or form are not as frustrated as they should be, because they're always looking for white daddy and white mama's approval. I see it on the job all the time. I see it in the streets. You see how Negroes are. At my job, I had 2 Negroes trying to throw me under the bus. Black people don't stick together. Asians, Filipino, all other races, they'll lie for each other. They'll cheat for each other. They'll hand the application to each other and get the job while we're running around saying, how'd that person get that job? Negroes are just happy to be the only Negro in the room. Now I'm going to get on my conservative brothers. You ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say. The black conservatives went to Washington, D.C. to meet with Donald Trump. That is part of the, and then I heard everyone say that they had a good time, they had a good time, they had a good time. I did not hear, and I know ABL will probably try to jump on me, but I got something for him too. They got on, I looked at the highlights, they all talked about how they had a good time. I had a good time. Oh my God, I'm in the White House. But I did not hear what was the policy. Maybe I didn't hear it. Maybe I'm wrong. What was the policy that Trump said that he's going to do for Black America or Black conservatives? I heard a lot of celebration. That's the problem with Black people. Sometimes we're just happy to be the only Negro in the room. That's called a lapdog, or that's called a token. And a token is the value that the person that gives it to you puts on it. So we as Black people got to stop being happy just to be somewhere. Stop being happy to be the only Black person in your class. Stop being happy to be the only Negro on your job and work with your fellow brothers. Stop being happy to be the only Black Democrat or the only Black Republican in the goddamn White House or in the goddamn room. That's our problem. We're caught up in symbolisms, and we're happy to be in the goddamn White House because why? The white man ice is colder than the Black man's ice, and we still look at the white man like we look at Jesus through our religious doctrine that we've been so pasteurized with, seasoned with, and peppered. And so you can have your political affiliation, you can have your beliefs, but keep in mind, these beliefs come at a price. And the price is, like I said, just happy to be the only darkie in the room. God damn it. When are we going to wake up and say we want more than just to be in a goddamn room? We want to own the room. We want to run the room and employ each other. But most Black folks, we get on jobs and we hate on one another, and we don't even pass the goddamn applications along. And then we get on YouTube and manifest the same bullshit. I see it week in and week out. Black folks jumped all over Phil of the Avive show because his wife is Mexican. Yet everybody was riding with Kanye West, who goes with a woman who's not Black, who's despicable, been with every goddamn Black man in the entertainment business. Laid up with her and had kids with her. And that's the so-called leader of the, you want to put him as a leader when he was saying things that Black men were already saying all along, but he gets to shine because he's a celebrity. Now he flips the script and tells us that he's been used. No, he used us as a tool and fool, manipulating us with his celebrity. That's the type of shit I'm frustrated with Black people. That's the type of shit that keeps us in this situation of loving white folks. He was running around loving Trump. How many Black folks talk about other Black men the way you talk about Trump? Oh, Trump is the greatest. Trump is this. Trump's going to fix this. How many of you have ever talked about the greatness of Black men like that? You know why? Because you never were raised to respect the authority of a Black man. You were raised to respect the authority of white men, which is why our women don't give us the same respect, because they have seen the authority of white men employing them. That's why they'll go to work on time, give the white man respect, and give your Black ass no respect, because Black men, you haven't put yourself in an authority. You put a white man in authority when you run around giving all these presidents, Clinton, all of them, I don't care, Democrat, Republican, giving all these white presidents and leaders all the shine. Talking about you just happy to be in the White House that was built by Black people, and it's called the White House because it's a white country that was built for white men. Wake up. And I'm finished, Brother X.
Brother Jay Shine.
You know, I'm glad he brought up the workplace thing, because that was actually where I was going to go with my little commentary. I'm in the workforce, you know, military, ex-military, did the corporate America nightclub thing. Now I'm doing the government thing. So I'm in a place where Black women who are around Black men of means actually know, we all know who makes what. And these women know that these brothers have what they have, and they still do not give them the utmost respect. So when I hear fake chicks out here on YouTube talking about how Black men need to be this and Black men need to be that, When they are that, they still don't respect it. They still don't respect you. So what does that tell you, black men? It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. Stop gauging yourself by the attention that you get from it. Because I'm going to tell you something. I never done that, and I have never had a problem with women. I'm not saying that to brag. This is real talk. Women gravitate towards confidence, power, and motherfuckers doing their own thing. That's why you always see a weird motherfucker dressed a weird way with a good-looking chick with him, because there's always going to be somebody who fucks with your vibe. You can do you. There's no reason to be out here going with the wave. And when it comes to Black America, we live in a matriarchy. We got to keep it real, brothers. Our women have been empowered by the state. They ran with it. They fucked up the community. They will take no responsibility for it. And that's the end of it. So what is it a debate about? What's it a debate about? She's not going to take responsibility for it. So what are you arguing with her for? Fuck her. How about that? Try that. Try that for an answer. Try that direction. Go to hell. Move on with black men who want something, create a new. Let's create a new renaissance. Let's create a new hip hop. Let's get with our artisans, our genius brothers who are being overlooked right now because everything's about black female, black girl magic. We're overlooking black great men right now. Brothers who are in the streets who are coming up, brothers who are in the middle class who are coming up with talents. We're overlooking them. The only ones we give any shine to are the athletes, because why? Because they want to drain them. They want to get knocked up by them and drain them. So of course they want them to get shine. But outside of that, we have a lot of creative black men out here who are not getting any shine. We need to start connecting with them. We got people out here on YouTube who are thoughtful and got a lot to say. We need to start bringing those brothers out, linking with those brothers, playing their music, getting into what they're doing, promoting them. Let's create a new renaissance, all right, of black male thought through art, through conversation, and through action. Because I'm about what I talk about. I live what I talk about. When I say fuck a bitch, I mean it. You understand? When I say it, I mean it. When I say go get your kid, I mean it. When I say go out here and build yourself, I mean it, because I've done all those things. I live what I talk about, and we got to get back to doing that. We used to gauge each other by how we carried ourselves. About if you couldn't come around my block and talk about it if you didn't live it. That's how I was raised. I was raised, like Meek Mill said, I was raised by that stop sign. And on that street, you couldn't come up fronting. You couldn't talk about it if you didn't live it. So be about yours. Find your niche. Get your shit together, man. Rock that shit. Build it, and trust me, they will come. I've never been in a place of power that wasn't finding women at. Whenever I was in the Pentagon, I remember my years in the Pentagon, being in-ring around them GO's offices, they got the baddest goddamn soldiers over there. Motherfuckers look like something on a goddamn magazine. That's how power works. So create your own. Build your own shit, and it will come. That's how it works out here, man. That's how it's always worked. So brothers need to get on their shit, man. Stop chasing these hoes. I'm serious. I know it's an old song, but it's the truth, man. And for God's sakes, man, stop fucking coddling up and sitting at the feet of ancient bitches who are just looking for attention, who are opportunists, who don't give a fuck about you and never will give a fuck about you. And most time, 9 out of 10, they're not even gonna fuck you. I'm out.
Brother L.A.R.
Bear with me when I say this answer. Should we be fed up with white people? Absolutely not. There are 5 stages of grief. The first is denial. The second is anger. The third is bargaining. The fourth is depression. The fifth is acceptance. If we're fed up, the way we get fed up and get angry. We don't need to be angry anymore. We need to just skip forward to acceptance, because they are who they've been for hundreds of years, and it ain't gonna change. Our most productive black people came fresh out of slavery. You know why? Because they knew exactly who they were dealing with. They knew exactly how it was going to go down. We're at a point where, I'm going to be mad at the white man for being the white man that he's always been. That don't make sense. He's going to be like that tomorrow, right? Next year, next decade, next century. So accept him for who he is and do you, because he ain't gonna change. And the reason I say that is because of this. Since we were raised in America and in Christianity, if you notice, when you look at the Bible, God ain't really mad at the devil. Like, that's who the devil is. I'm God. I'm going to accept being God. He the devil. I'm accepting being the devil. We ain't got to be friends. You ain't coming into heaven. I ain't going into hell. So what that means is you are diametrically opposed. And once you accept that you are diametrically opposed, then you act as though you're diametrically opposed. When we're angry, part of our anger is we want to be accepted and not accept them for who they are. That's why I say the third stage is bargaining. We tried bargaining already. That was a civil rights movement. You know, we may be going angry is going backwards. Depression is where some of us are now because if you look at the Black community as a whole, it's a whole lot of mental issues because white people just ain't gonna love you and accept you like that, no matter how much you do. So if you really want to be fed up, accept them for who they are and say, you know what? They not fucking with me like that. And they never was fucking with me like that. And they never gonna fuck with me like that. So let me do what's best for me. Because look, this is the American way. Capitalism is to create a permanent underclass, and we are that permanent underclass. And everybody who's not Black and not white uses us as a buffer to get ahead. And we have a hard time accepting that. Oh, let's make a coalition with people who don't like you. Oh, let's work together hand in hand with people that'll kill you. Let's trust in the Lord that they gave you that look like Jax from the Sons of Anarchy. I mean, it happens just with a relationship with men and women. You know, when a man moves on from a woman, when he accepts, she ain't gonna never love me, dog. I'm done. All the love is gone then. It ain't shit she could say or do, and ain't shit he got to worry about. It's done. That's where we really need to be, in my opinion. I'm done.
Brother Nagone.
Yeah, should we be tired of the white man? You know, I'm not going to say that every white man is your enemy, and I'm not going to say that, but they certainly, from a power perspective, are your opponents. So are you tired of your opponent? Yeah, I guess we all can get tired of your opponent, but is it realistic to think that your opponent is not going to do what he do? He's going to do what he do. And therefore, I think with I don't know if it was L.A.R, some brother said, well, when we came out of slavery, we knew exactly what we were dealing with. You're damn right. And that's still the same situation today. So they're going to consistently keep coming at you. All right. Because it's their job from their perspective, since it's tribal, to stay in power and to keep their power in place. And please try not to share hardly any of it with you if they can. And that's just that's their game. That's what they're about. Do I blame them for it? Well, I certainly would like to see things differently, but no, being a very strong realist out here and understanding power, nah, man, that's they're not going to do that. So much of this is on us as well. So it's incumbent upon us to work together, to work well together, to form coalitions, to have to deal with some of this. When blacks were doing our best in this country here, we were formed up. That didn't mean we loved each other, but we understood we had to deal with this white man. We had to deal with him, and sometimes we had to deal with him in ways he understands and respects. Today, it's a little bit different. A lot of us are thinking it's a post-racial society and all this kind of crap. And I've seen brothers here on YouTube, none of them here, but I have certainly seen them where with these brothers, they love him. They love that white man. They love him. They love him. And they think, well, I haven't had any problems with him. It's all equal. They don't understand that many of them will be friendly with you and say, you special. You different than everybody else. Not even understand that that's a fucking insult to you as well. So at the end of the day, you know, fuck how this guy really feels. It's on us. Am I tired of his bullshit? Of course I'm tired of it. Are you tired of it? Yeah, you should be. But I'm also a little bit tired of some of the stuff I see coming from us. And you know, and I'm not putting it all on us because we damn. But one thing I do see also is that we don't call this this white man out the way we need. We don't call him out. We can call out sisters. We can call out other brothers. We can call out Pookie and Ray Ray, but we ain't calling this white man out a lot of times on his fuckery. You know, I think we should call a lot of it out so we know where it is, so we know how to deal with it. You know, but a lot of us are afraid to do that. A lot of us don't want to do that. All right. Well, like I say, brothers who are smart are going to link up, work with like-minded brothers, and really try to turn things around. I've seen that. I've linked up with a couple of brothers here on YouTube. We're talking about some things, and you know, I think we can make some moves, you know, in a few positive directions. I'll just say that's going on, quite frankly, here on YouTube and in other places. Um, you know, for us to be very realistic about what we're dealing with, we have to look at who our opponents are realistically. We have to do that. It's part of our problem. We're not looking at some of our, our opponents realistically. We have too many brothers, too many sisters who love him, And I'm not saying you should, the Christian ethic and all that. Fair enough. I'm not saying that we should be about hate, but don't be sitting here kissing his ass and think he's going to do the right thing for you. You know, I'm not going to talk about these brothers who went down to D.C. on the arm of the president and supposed to come there and ask for anything. When you're on the arm of somebody who's paying for you to go down there, you ain't challenging the system. You can't demand anything either. All right. So at the end of the day, we have to learn how to be independent. We have to learn how to win. You know, and so much of that is dependent upon us. We have to learn how to do that. White man is a problem. He's always going to throw an obstacle at you. He's always going to do that. Our job is to sit down and learn how to deal with this and make our moves. We have to make ourselves more invincible. That's on us. And I know a lot of us don't like hearing that. And I'm not blaming us for for all of our problems, but we got to handle this. We got to do a lot of this ourselves. We got a lot of heavy lifting to do. And that's the problem in our own community. We don't have a lot of people who want to do some of the heavy lifting. We want people to kind of give it to us and give us this and give us that, and think that it's going to make us a lot better. And that's unfortunately just not the case. So are we tired? Should the black man be tired of the white man and the bullshit he's pulling? Yeah, should be tired of it. But we should also be tired of some of the shit we're accepting from ourselves as well. We shouldn't be accepting a lot of that. We should be playing a much harder, more realistic, tougher game, because our opponent he's not letting up. He's not stopping. He's trying to take all of everything that you fought for in the past. That he's trying to take it all back. He's trying to turn back the clock on your shit if he can do that. All right, who's gonna stop him from doing that? Him? He ain't gonna stop him. It's gonna have to be us. And how are we gonna move in the middle of that? When we talk about power, power is the ability to achieve your objective in the face of opposition. That's power. That's what we have to do.
Well, I'm going to say this before we get ready to peel out, because we're about to peel out. I believe we should be fed up with the white power structure, but I feel we should also be fed up with black folks who love white folks. Black folks who love white folks are probably not going to be too good or too valuable to other black folks. So I think we should be fed up with black folks who love white folks. I feel like we should be fed up with parts of black society that are an not so much of a liability, but a drain on the rest of Black society. I feel like we should be fed up with Black people who do not learn from mistakes that they have committed over and over and over and over again. I feel like we should be fed up with ourselves. We should be fed up with the person we see in the goddamn mirror sometime, because there's always room for improvement. And I throw myself into that bucket as well. I think we should be fed up with all the things that keep us from being great. We should be fed up with the people who want to keep us from being great. We should be fed up with the people who have no vision for their lives, the people who have no interest in getting better, doing better, or having more. We should be fed up with all of those people, because people who are stuck, people who intentionally do things to have a negative effect on their lives. I mean, people who do it intentionally, not people who it just happened or it's inadvertent. I'm talking about people who do the straight intentional shit to destroy their lives and the lives of their children. We should also be tired of those people. Now, I'll close with this. There are many different opinions on this panel. And all of you on this panel, I have a great respect for. And I feel like if there were 10 infomans in one town, that town would be better off. If there was 10 L.A.Rs in one town, that town would be better off. If there was 10 AM1s, B.M.Ts, Nagones in one little small town or on one block, those blocks would be better off. But see, the problem with that is we don't have a million L.A.Rs. We don't have a million AM1s. We don't have a million J Shines. We just don't. Now, people say, oh, X, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is the truth. You go to these places like Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Baltimore, you're not going to find a million infomans. You're not going to find a million BMTs. You'll be lucky if you find 5, 10, 20 in the whole city. And that shit there, that has me fed up. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming through tonight. Powerful panel, man. This is a good mixture of personalities, man. I like this. Everybody up here is pretty much the usual suspects, except for brother AM1. Hopefully we didn't scare him off and he'll come back again. I want to thank all of y'all for showing up tonight. I want to thank my mods in the chat doing what they supposed to do, and the people in the chat. I appreciate all of y'all. I need all of y'all to get on down there to the Proper Thought Series Facebook. That's Proper Thought, one word series on Facebook. It's a community page. Get on up there, like the page, share the page, follow the page. You can even hit me up with a message. I'll get back to you within a day. Scouts honor. Also, get on down there to the TPOT bandwagon page on Facebook. That's a personal page. You can actually leave that page a friend's request, and I'll make sure it gets confirmed really quick. And while you're doing that, make sure you stop over to the Prophet of Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. That's right, the Prophet of Thought Series fan page on Facebook. Get on down there, request to be a member. You guarantee to get in there. If they don't let you in there, just write me. I'll make sure you can get in, because I know sometimes people can't get in there. They be writing me, oh, X, I tried to join and they wouldn't let me in there. So if you have trouble getting inside the group, just write OX and I'll make sure, my admin let you up in there. So get on down there, check it out, the Proper Thought Series fan group page. Like I always say, it's a fan page, so you ain't got to just listen to X bump his gums. There's a bunch of other people down there bumping their gums too. You can get on their posts. It's always some good shit down there. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's right. Prophet of Thought on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. You are guaranteed to get a follow back. And also, y'all know what's coming now, right? Get your ass on down there to Twitter. The Twitter handle is @TPOT Media on Twitter. That's @TPOT TPOT Media on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, or I will haunt your ass until the 4th of July in your dreams. And also, there's going to be a new TPOTS website coming soon. It's coming really, really soon. And I'm going to make sure it's really, really nice just for you. But anyway, once again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to thank you for showing up tonight and spending some time with us. Also, I want to thank everybody in the chat who donated tonight. It is greatly appreciated. And I want to thank all my guests of honor tonight. Brother Info Man, Brother Nagone, Brother AM1, Brother L.A.R, Brother B.M.T, Lady Ruby, and Brother Jay Shine for a good stream tonight. I appreciate all of you.
X, can we get the game ball the L.A.R tonight?
Say what?
Game ball the L.A.R.
Oh yeah, L.A.R. L.A.R. is just L.A.R. is just ridiculous, man. L.A.R. is just
I gotta give L.A.R.
After he get done talking, I just want to turn the goddamn show off. It's like, okay, stream over.
The coolest roast in the history of mankind.
What?
Yo, man, he came in throwing strikes.
L.A.R. is that dude. L.A.R. is that dude.
No. He that nigga for real. No. He that nigga.
He slow cooked this motherfucker.
Yeah, well, this the first time L.A.R. been on DXL, right? Yeah, this is the first time L.A.R. been on.
Man.
Hopefully he come back, man, because we can use those nuggets being dropped, man. That goes out to
that
you.
Shit on simmer tonight, boy.
And Brother AM1. You know, everybody else on here, you know, they the usual suspects, but you know, y'all two are new to the spot.
AM1 was the man. He got down as well.
Yo, somebody check on BMT. BMT, my man.
Yeah, man. BMT.
Somebody call this girl, get him tucked in.
All goddamn night.
Somebody call BMT's girl, get him tucked in.
All goddamn night.
That's our nigga.
Yeah, man.
That's my brother right there.
I appreciate all of you.
BMT fire.
And hopefully,
Info Man was real, brother.
Oh, but you know he always cook though. You know he gonna cook. He gonna come and cook.
He about to do another 5 streams. That nigga ain't just getting started.
Oh shit, man.
Thanks, I really appreciate that. And Brother X, once again, brother, love you for having me on with all these distinguished brothers on here. It's very exciting to be able to connect with these brothers and always learning.
Let's do it again next week, man. Everybody come back next week.
You know I'm down for it, brother. I look forward
next week. Come on back right here on DXL on the TPOT YouTube page. You already know. But anyway, thanks again, everybody, for coming through. I appreciate all of y'all, man. I do. You know what I'm saying? So, with that, I will leave you with 3 words. Like I always do, open your minds.
Peace.
Peace, everybody. Peace.
All right, cheers, y'all.
Peace, Rube.
Peace out, y'all. Big respect, X.
Peace, folks. Peace, folks. You know.